What's up, and welcome back to the Run the North podcast. I'm not normally the one who does intros, but I'm one of your hosts, the Geek Slays. This feels weird. That's Miller Football, and then Jake's not here, so we got Caleb. Miller almost wasn't here. That's why I called Caleb. I almost cooked up a whole new roster for Run the North because I hit up Patrick and Jackson as well. I was just gonna go whole new roster. We're just gonna move on, see what happened.
Did either of them get back to you?
They both got back to me. Patrick's roommate has finals in the morning, so gotta be quiet. And then Jackson was hanging out with his girlfriend, which are both valid reasons not to be here.
I was gonna say Jackson's he's big man on campus now. He
Yeah.
don't got time for the likes of us.
You know what? Hey, you know what?
Jackson's too cool.
All I can say is both of them replied to me in less than 10 minutes. Even if it's just to say no, I will happily accept. At least you replied. I'm so used to like sending out the feeler and never hearing anything back, and it's just like I'm sitting here for a couple hours. I'll take the just like, no, we can't today. It's like, oh, thanks. At least you got back to me so I can figure out a different plan. But how are you doing? Well, I can't ask Miller. So Caleb, how you doing?
Good, living life. This is not how I plan to spend my Thursday night, but you know what? It's a Thursday night.
Valid. Miller, how you doing?
I got Lucky Charms.
Dude, I would go for some Lucky Charms right now.
Yeah.
This is the snacking episode from me and Miller. He's got Lucky Charms. I've got summer sausage. That's my dinner. It's also
all sorts of fucked up.
11 p.m. So it was darts night. I'm glad we had darts because the football game tonight fucking blew. That was trash. Other than, I don't know, we got another Antonio Brown moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Dude retiring mid-game.
Won't be here no more.
I don't want to play football here anymore.
I don't feel like it. You guys were supposed to be contenders.
Honestly, valid. I respect it.
Bro saw Dre Greenlaw come back for 5 minutes. He's like, I don't get to play anymore. I won't be here.
Yeah, except then it was like, yo, Dre's hurt again. We need you. And he's like, no, I don't want to.
Wait, he got hurt again? I missed that part.
I don't know if he's like actually hurt or like snap count, but like third quarter, they took Dre out of the game. Devondre, go play. And Devondre's like, I don't want to play. He straight up said, I don't want. I have no idea.
Yeah, I did not pay much attention to the back half of that game.
I was playing darts and played awful. That's 3 weeks in a row. I've also realized the Vikings have played well for 3 weeks in a row. So maybe this corresponds and I need to continue playing like shit so that the Vikings win. Or it's all in my head.
Today.
What?
I said I wish you would have played really good today then.
So do I. That was really disappointing. I don't like being bad at darts suddenly. Dude, so the only thing, I wasn't ever that good at darts. It's just when I'd get to the point where I need to hit one dart, I always would, and I would win the game. I have become Justin Tucker. I cannot hit the one that matters anymore, and it terrifies me. I've full-on Blair Walshed myself, and I don't know how to feel about it. Well, I feel bad about it. That's what I feel.
You can't be Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker.
You don't miss as many leading up to it, probably.
No, I've been missing a lot lately. I have won. So we play 4 games a night in the last 3 weeks. So that's 12 games. I have won 4. Previous to this last week, I was like 20-7. Like I didn't lose, and now suddenly I'm a loser. I don't like this.
You'll get hot.
Maybe not. Maybe I'll stay cold so the Vikings keep winning games. Go. It's bad for Miller this week though. Blowout City.
I don't care anymore, man.
Miller, do you have a quick ball prepared? Does Caleb get to experience the quick ball?
Do I?
Yes, I do.
Did you just put a Lucky Charm in the quick ball? The hat, the green hat.
No.
Oh, well, is it a
bingo.
marshmallow or one of the bran bits?
The rainbow.
Marshmallow. It's not a marsh, or it's not a. It is a marshmallow. It's not a rainbow.
Is it a horseshoe?
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, it's like horribly deformed.
It's
But yeah.
yeah.
Horribly. No,
That's
it's magically delicious.
It's delicious. That's the right way you do a horseshoe. They just failed to copy They failed to copy an actual horseshoe.
That's fair. So, I don't know. We don't have Jake here, so I'm not going to get into too many other sports. I haven't been watching basketball at all. Juan Soto signed with the Mets, so Miller got something right. W's.
Yeah, W.
They
Miller.
called me a madman.
No, we all
No.
kind of agreed that was probable. I was just scared that
Nope.
because
The
remember
haters called me a madman.
I said the Dodgers would probably get him just because they would cheat again. I'm glad I was wrong. Just for funsies, I do want to bring this up. The Rockies GM was asked if he would be willing to trade Ezekiel Tovar or Brenton Doyle. And when he responded, it bugs me the way he responded because he
What'd he
said
say?
no. Like, no, we aren't interested in trading our shortstop, and we won't be fielding calls on our center fielder either. I genuinely believe dude does not know their names.
Yeah.
Calling them our shortstop and our center fielder, I don't think he knows who the fuck they are.
Efficient business, honestly.
Hey man, not when it's your franchise.
Yeah, imagine Poles
No,
comes out
listen.
and we're not trading our quarterback or our wide receiver.
I mean, hey, listen, I know his mind is only about the business. He's not going to let emotional connections ruin his ability to get rid of guys.
The Rockies
That's
don't
the
have a
future
problem getting
sports
rid
is
of guys, dog.
expecting.
Let me tell you.
And not only needs an emotional connection with these guys. If he doesn't build one, he will let good players leave.
I don't know, man. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I don't think that's true. You
No.
weren't going to be here, and then we asked if you could, and then you said yes. You were never getting fined. What was last Thursday's game? Was it it was Packers-Lions.
Packers-Lions.
Do either of you have thoughts on Packers-Lions? I know we talked about it a little last week, but
I was going to say, I think anything I would have to say about this game we said last week.
that's fair. That is entirely fair for sure. I have nothing. Caleb, you're our resident Packers fan.
Yeah, totally. The day the Packers get a receiver 3, the world might be over.
You mean
They
a
just have
receiver
four-
1 or 2?
No, they have 4 receiver 4s.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I do think they have 4 wide receiver 3s, though.
Yeah, I tend to
Hey,
agree.
it's if you have 2 QBs, you
And
have no QBs.
I guess it depends on which team in the North you look at, because I guess they have wide receiver 2s if you compare. Do they? Tim Patrick's kind of been awesome this year. I was going to compare him to Detroit. Minnesota, they'd be a wide receiver 3. Chicago, they'd be a wide receiver 4. I don't know. If we could go back to the first 5 weeks of Jalen Naylor, they'd be wide receiver 4s in Minnesota. But Jalen Naylor has disappeared. He is gone. He is missing. That man disappeared.
He ran away. He ran away.
Speedy sped off.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a coyote.
I saw somebody talking about this. The Lions and their like weird, they always have to go for it thing, like in every scenario. Is that actually just because the Lions aren't actually that good? And they like have to go for it, and if they don't, it's like, I don't know. Everybody keeps talking about their defense as if their defense is any good. It hasn't been all year. Yeah, I get it. You shut down the Jaguars and the Titans. Round of applause. That means nothing to me.
I mean,
like their defense kind of sucks, and I think another part of it is they don't trust Jared Goff. Miller's looking up statistics. He's trying to cook.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
I'm just curious.
Oh yeah.
Every time I get asked who's coming out of the NFC, and they're like, "Why aren't you saying the Lions?" It's Dan Campbell has the issue of it's 4th and 4. It's a 1-score game. We're down 7. If we don't get this, they're in field goal range. Let's do it.
Right.
And in the playoffs, that's not going to work. You're not going to get away with that.
Well, that, and I just don't trust Jared Goff in big games. We've seen it over and over again. He doesn't show up.
There's too many guys who either I trust in the NFC or in a position where they literally realistically can't fuck it up.
Right.
That I will take over Jared Goff and Dan Campbell because Goff will fuck it up. And we saw last year Dan Campbell fuck it up.
And I do want to bring up again, like, I get the Lions do have some injuries, but I keep seeing this thing where they keep talking about like having all of these starters on IR. I know I talked about this last week, but it hasn't changed like at all. The Lions, I believe, are on their entire team actually. Like, they've got a bunch of guys on IR for sure, but I think all of them are on defense, but only like 3 of them are actual starters that are out. That, like, I'm sorry, I don't think John Kaminsky's that big of a loss for you, or David Botta, or like Mekhi Wingo is good, but he wasn't a starter. And that's the thing. They keep like trying to pretend that it's like, oh, all of our best players. No, Aiden Hutchinson's a huge loss. I'm not going to deny that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, many teams have just as many starters out as you do. And that's not, I don't know. I keep seeing them talk about the Vikings about it. Like, well, yeah, but the Vikings aren't missing as many guys. It's like, except we're missing the exact same number of starters. Mekhi, Ivan Pace, Christian Darrisaw. And so, I don't know. Feels like the same thing. Maybe I'm a psycho, though.
I mean, I will say to the Lions' credit, if we look at the numbers here, they are second in EPA per play allowed, which is negative 0.16, just behind Denver. If we look at yards per game allowed, they are
top 10.
Yeah, they sort this backwards for some reason. Oh, it's because I'm looking at it backwards. It's my 10th in yards per game allowed. Points per game allowed, they are top 3, tied for second with Denver and Philly.
To me, that's because they're so good at like controlling the clock, basically.
Yeah.
Like, because they're always going for it on 4th down. If you get it, that extends your drive. That keeps your defense off the field. That's really good. The issue is you're not going to be able to do that as well against the better teams in the NFC or against any of the AFC teams.
Big concern for me with them is if we look at the passing defense numbers, that...
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. EPA per pass, they are number 1 in the league, tied with Denver. They are in the 20s in terms of passing yards per game allowed and passing yards per play allowed, but
yeah,
EPA per play, let's see your time to throw, where are they at? Jesus Christ, the Bears are second. That's gross. Like second worst in the league. The Lions are 8th worst in the league in terms of opponent time to throw. They're not getting pressure to the quarterback. Pressure rate, they are 13th in the league. There's some ties in there. Right? No, 13th best in the league. That's so gross. The Bears are 6th in pressure rate and 2nd in time to throw allowed. Like, they get the 6th most pressures, or the 6th highest. They have the 6th highest pressure rate in the league, but give their opponents the 2nd most time to throw, only behind the Saints. I hate this fucking football team. But no, looking at Detroit again, like they're weird. Their numbers are weird. Clearly, their defense is very efficient, but they are going to let up a ton of yards. And I think the thing that scares me about that is, you look at the quarterbacks they've faced, like Geek kind of mentioned, going week by week. First week, they played Matt Stafford with a beat to shit team, and he took them to overtime. Second week, you play the Buccaneers and lose. Baker has a really good game. Cardinals, third week, Kyler had a fine game. Seahawks, week 4, Geno has 400 yards and a touchdown. Then you played the Cowboys without Dak. No, Dak did play, but he threw 2 picks. So not a good Dak game by any means. They beat the Vikings, but Darnold had 259 and a touchdown.
And
Beat the Packers both
beat the
times. Jordan
Vikings
Love's north of 200
barely.
yards.
Like-
Right.
And the passing game issue is what allowed the Vikings back into that game, because the Vikings took a 11-point lead early. Lions took an 11-point lead late. Vikings caught back up. And if it weren't for, I don't know if it was a weird play call or a mess up from a route from a wide receiver, like Detroit never gets the chance to win that game. Now they did.
Yeah.
And good teams find ways to win games. That's just how it works. But I'm not saying Detroit's a bad team. I just like this clearly the best team in the NFL. Nobody can beat them. I don't think that's true.
I was gonna say, wrapping up my point with the quarterbacks. The only 3 you can say they like truly shut down, like just did not have good games against the Lions. Will Levis, Mac Jones, and Anthony Richardson.
Oh, what a list!
Those are the only 3.
Those top 5.
Every other
top 5
quarterback they've
QBs.
played has scored at least a touchdown against them. Caleb Williams had 3, but who's counting? Their passing defense worries me, and the reason I bring that up is because obviously once you get into the playoffs, you're going to go up against teams with big quarterbacks, with these like super weapon players.
Yeah.
So I agree. I don't think they're the best team in the NFC,
I don't either.
let alone the best team in football.
I'm biased,
I
but
think
I'm
they're
still not
heavily
sure they're the best
overrated.
team in their own division.
I think you can make an argument, but I see both sides of
Yeah,
that, so I'm not going to
I do
pick
too.
one
There is an argument there, and that's entirely fair. I mean, there's a reason the 2 coaches of the 2 NFC North teams are the like coach of the year favorites. Like,
Yeah, I think I'd probably lean Minnesota just because Detroit's not as healthy, but
yeah, that, and I think right now you have to, even though I don't trust Goff, you still have to kind of lean Goff because he's been in the big moment before. Sam Darnold might be great in the big moment, but we've never seen him there, so I can't just be like, oh, Samuel beat his ass. I think based on how both have played, I might like Sam Darnold more, but I don't know how he's going to look in a big moment. He could be rattled, shaky.
And we've seen many times, this is top 5 QB. As soon as that big moment comes, it's like we're watching Mac Jones.
Yep. So, got to see how that goes.
Too, Minnesota, in terms of efficiency, has the best run defense in football too, so they match up very well.
Which is
against
so
Detroit.
weird, because our defensive line is not that good. I think it really helps. Blake Cashman is a great linebacker against the run.
That is all schematics and all linebacker.
I was going to say our edge rushers who count as linebackers in Minnesota are all awesome against the run. Dallas Turner has been incredible against the run. We'll talk more about the Vikings in a bit.
For him.
Yes.
Yeah. By all accounts, statistically, Minnesota has one of the 5 best run defenses in the league.
That's so weird to me. Jerry Tillery was a starter until last week.
Flores, man.
Jalen Redmond has stolen his job. Jalen Redmond is fucking sick, dude.
Really?
He's
where
been
did he come
sick.
from?
He was out of Oklahoma, but he had like blood clots and a bunch of problems at Oklahoma. Got picked up by the Panthers, like coming out of college, got cut, went to the UFL. The Vikings took a flyer on him, and he's kind of been sick. He's gotten a game ball 2 weeks in a row.
Hey, man.
Dude's cooking.
The Panthers dropping somebody who's cooking for the Vikings.
This is nothing new, Carmelo Anthony.
This is nothing new.
Browns and Steelers.
My dumbass just almost said, "Who's the other one?" That tells you where my head's been at today, man.
Incredible.
Incredible.
So Browns and Steelers. I don't have a lot to say about this game. It doesn't matter. The Browns suck. The Steelers are good, even when Russ is not the greatest. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't great.
But
He had a very pedestrian game, and that ended up being okay.
And here comes me, the Broncos fan of all people, coming to defend Rush.
Do it.
No George Pickens.
Yeah.
Which
entirely fair.
Is when you look at pedestrian game from Rush, your top receiver is Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
Like
what? He's still in the league?
Yes. He had 38 yards that game.
Cook 'em, Scotty.
He was the second leading receiver.
Insane.
But it's like
You guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Caleb.
it's like I wanna hate on him, and it's Broncos fan, but when you're out your number one receiver and you're in a room where outside of Pickens and Muth, it's really like, well, this guy got dropped by the Rams last year. This guy's no longer with the Bucks. The Jets were willing to give up Mike Williams.
Yeah.
You don't have much around you. It's hard to expect a Superman effort in a game where it's the Browns.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go for 350 to win this game.
I will say to back up your point about not having Pickens, do you guys want to hear an insane stat that if any other name was attached to it, it would be jaw-dropping, but because it's Russ, it's the most fitting thing ever?
Oh, sure.
Russell Wilson has ranked top 5 in complete. This is by Next Gen Stats, by the way. Russ is ranked top 5 in completions on passes with at least 2.5 seconds of airtime, moon balls, in every season from 2016 to 2023. This year, Russ is 4 of 18 on moon balls for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns, tied for the 4th most completions in the NFL on such passes. He has recorded 61 completions on moon balls since 2016, 21 more than the next closest quarterback. Who's the next closest quarterback?
Rodgers?
No.
Is it Kirk?
No.
Oh.
Mahomes?
No.
Allen?
Kirk was in the right mindset.
Dak?
No.
Oh.
Goth Kirk Cousins.
Oh, Derek Carr?
Yep.
What?
Derek Carr has 40. Mind you, Russ has 61. Derek Carr has 40. Carr is second
My
since
goat, Derek
2016.
Carr.
21-point difference. He also leads the NFL with 2,792 yards on moon balls during that span. For reference, 2,792 yards would be like the best passing season by a Bears quarterback of the last 10 years, outside of what Caleb's doing right now. Just on moon balls.
Yeah,
He has
Russ never lost
2,000
being Russ.
No. He still has-
2,792 yards on moon balls, which is 991 more than the guy in second place, which is Matt Stafford.
Dude, Russ never stopped being Russ. The Broncos just decided they didn't want him to be.
Right.
And it didn't work.
The pairing of him and Sean Payton in hindsight was horrific.
Yeah, no, that was never going to work.
I don't know why. I copiumed made it think it was going to work.
You have to. You're a fan of the team. That's how it works.
Yes, but I think anyone who watched either of them either coach football or play football knew that was water and oil.
Well, I think everybody was hoping Sean Payton would kind of go back to what he was early New Orleans. Because Drew Brees used to chuck that thing.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He wanted to stay this, like, slower, more methodical, over the middle offensive strategy, and it's just bad. I do want to bully the Broncos a little bit more, though. Not to actually bully the Broncos, but
yeah.
Dude, Jerry Jeudy's good at football, and I'm so happy. It sucks who his quarterback is right now. But
I hate
next year probably.
Because I was Jeudy bandwagon the day we got rid of him. The amount of shit I talked. I was finally free of, he'll figure it out.
He figured it out.
And then he fucking figured, as soon as you're welcome, Jerry Jeudy. I was holding you back.
No, I think it was just Denver. Well, because they also didn't want Jerry Jeudy to be Jerry Jeudy. Like, he never lined up as, like, what he's good at, ever. They wanted him to be a go ball guy, and that's not what he's primarily good at. I know he's done that some for the Browns, but, like, everybody runs
He's
a
really
go
nice
sometimes.
dude.
Right.
It was, our offense was weird because it's like, Sutton should be your outside receiver. Tim Patrick should be your other outside receiver. Let your 6'4" guys run the go balls. Let your 6'5" guys go be your jump ball, 50-50 ball guys. No, we're going to put Tim Patrick in the slot. And we're going to make Jerry Jeudy just run straight and hope he catches it.
say I like that alignment. I just don't like the execution of it. Like the idea of wanting Tim Patrick to be a big slot and then have Judy as another outside guy, but primarily playing like over
Middle
the
of the
middle.
field.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
as like a true Z as opposed to having two X's on the field. I like the idea of that a lot. It was just executed so poorly in
And-
Denver,
And if we had a Z, it was Cortland Sutton instead of Judy.
which is idiotic. Because Cortland Sutton's great. He's not a route runner. That's just not his game.
No, he'll just make some of the most ridiculous catches for no reason.
Yeah.
And going back to Detroit, Tim Patrick's been fucking awesome this year.
Yeah,
No.
It
I miss him.
sucks. I hate that he's good for the Lions. He should have signed anywhere else. What game's
Yeah.
next?
The next game,
Oh, good. Another one that doesn't matter.
yeah, Saints Giants. What is there to say about either of these teams? Drew Lock is horrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Derek
Malik
Carr put
Neighbors,
it all on the
good.
line,
He did.
and he
You see
broke
they're
his hand
starting
for it.
this week?
Hayner?
Jake Hayner.
Yeah, dude, that shows you how bad Spencer Rattler is.
Yeah.
But former NFL scout on Twitter told me that he was QB1 and better than Caleb. But former NFL scout.
He wasn't
why he
even
was
better
on
than
Twitter.
Caleb when they were on the same team.
Right, he got his chain snatched by freshman Caleb, and this
Yeah.
guy goes, "Yep, I know which one I'd rather have at quarterback." And now he's getting beaten out by fuckboy photo Jake Hayner.
Dude, yeah. Also,
I don't
Marquez
know.
Valdez-Scantling might be good at football now, and I don't like that.
He's good at one thing, which is what he was in Green Bay.
He wasn't good at that in Kansas City, though, or in
I
Buffalo.
swear. He has this thing where elite quarterbacks he does not play well for.
Unless it's Aaron
Rodgers?
Rodgers.
I was gonna say,
Unless-
like, Pete
But
Rodgers.
it's also Aaron Rodgers. I think it was his moon balls were different.
That's true.
Yeah.
Josh and Mahomes, it was getting on you.
Right?
Rodgers,
Derek Carr's moonballing it.
we
Rodgers is
just talked about
moonballing it.
that.
Yeah.
We just talked about both of those guys being
Yeah.
moonball elitists.
Yeah. I don't know.
But-
Apparently, we have to hate the Giants' defense now. So
Oh yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
great having a Dexter in Chicago that I can root for.
I don't have one, but I don't need one. We have a Harrison Phillips, and he's the GOAT. So
The
Yeah.
Bears have the best Dexter in the NFL.
no, Dexter McCluster's still better. He's not in the league
Not in
anymore.
the league.
When
Has
did
been
he-
for years.
Yeah, like has he played since like
Um,
2016?
Dexter McCluster.
Last played
2016.
in 2016.
Snipe.
Called it.
The
Unless you,
snipe.
unless you count the Toronto Argonauts or Massachusetts Pirates.
I don't.
But I guess we're talking about playing in the NFL. That's
Yeah.
fair. What is he? What does he even do now?
Run DMC. Damn, he had that nickname before CMC. Well, Run CMC, but he was Run DMC. The GOAT, Dexter McCluster.
Yeah,
What you guys know about Dexter McCluster?
that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Trey Hawkins had a pick this week. That's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, this game wasn't good.
Yeah, man. What?
Get
Dave
Malik Neighbors
Venus
a QB.
mentioned he didn't do anything, but he's showing up on the stat sheet. I guess he got a target.
Drew Lock had a
Hey.
chance for a legacy moment, and then he fucked it
Did
up.
he?
Yeah.
I didn't pay any fucking
Well, he got
And-
2 chances, actually, for game-winning drives and fucked them both up.
Well,
Drew Lock.
Gano also sold them. Drew Lock got them in position.
Well, yeah.
It got blocked.
Well, that's not Gano selling them. That's the Saints being...
Yeah.
No, Brian
he-
Brzee ate people. He
Hey.
literally jumped over the long snapper.
Oh,
not with
that
a
was
running
a
start.
Brian
He
Brzee.
just jumped over him, standing completely
Brian
still.
Brzee rocks.
And then blocked the kick. So Brian Brzee, football.
It sucks for the Saints that, they actually were starting to look like they could win their division.
I was gonna say it sucks
with
for the Saints
everything
that
going great.
finally had a chance, and then Derek Carr got hurt, and now it's over.
Oh,
Miller saw something.
Miller has something.
Returner for the New York Football Giants.
Who is it?
Yeah, the double agent, Emir oh my God, Emir Smith-Marset. The double agent.
End up on the Giants.
No clue. But he cooked. He was having good returns.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. How about that?
I mean,
dude, my goat double agent to me. Fuck, I cannot say his name tonight.
Amir Smith-Marset. It is not that deep. Bears legend Greg Stroman Jr. is also on the Giants.
It's
Also,
a giant
hey,
skill.
ISM is a Bears legend.
No,
Not in a
he's
good
not.
way.
ISM can eat all of the dicks.
Dude, leaving Minnesota, going to the Bears the week they play, and then giving Minnesota the win was incredible. Quessy cooked.
Hey. I mean, it's a Giants. Of course, they're gonna find a way for random plays to just pop up on the roster somehow.
You know, we
I mean,
finally
what
have...
else is there for them to get?
So, are the Jets statistically eliminated from the playoffs yet?
Oh yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they weren't at like the end of this game. It was
I
weird.
saw graphics that said they were.
But
maybe not right after the game, but at some point.
Yeah,
day.
Rodgers threw for 300 yards for once.
Yeah, and look what it did.
Dude,
an
Rodgers
overtime
lost
loss.
his clutch gene. It's tough. The Jets defense also sucks so much.
It's almost like
Yeah.
Robert Saleh was a bad idea.
Fair.
Who would have known?
Jake almost had to purchase an Anders Carlson jersey, and I'm very upset that he didn't have to.
Wait, why?
He was in my Twitch chat, and he's like, if Anders Carlson makes a game-winning field goal, I'm buying his jersey. And there were a bunch of people in chat. He was going to be held to that.
Right.
And then he made the kick that could have won them the game, and then the Jets fucked it up. And then it's like, okay, they'll get it in overtime, and then the Jets fucked it up. Because Jonnu Smith might be the best tight end in football.
I was going to say Jonnu Smith been on a crazy run.
Arthur Smith was right.
Yeah.
He's been on a generational run. Tyreek Hill also remembered how to football.
We called him a madman.
Yeah, I mean, Tua exists again, so that helps. As much shit as I want to talk on Tua, and you're at home in Miami, this offense is going to cook.
Yeah. Also, I like how we were begging for the Dolphins to run the ball more. McDaniel said bet, and Achane ended up with 1.7 yards per carry.
Well, yeah. Run him directly into Quinnen Williams, dude. Let's not run outside, ever.
He was just like, I'll show them. They want me to run the football. I'm going to do it and make it look bad so I never have to run again.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it out of single back, where it's at least where he doesn't even get a lead blocker.
Yeah, I don't know if Ingold took a snap this week.
I'll tell you exactly how many snaps he took. Give me 1 second.
It wasn't enough.
I'm not seeing him on the stats.
It's never enough. That's nothing new.
So we at least never got a target.
This is nothing new.
I don't care about Alec Ingold getting touches, bro.
This is nothing new, Alec Ingold.
21 reps of everything. Hold on. How many times did he play on special teams? You all keep talking.
Special team snaps don't count.
I know, that's why I'm trying to count
you're filtering them out. I see.
Alec Ingold had 14 snaps.
14?
17.
Total or
18, but one of them's a false start. That's why.
Yeah, I have 17 on offense. Yeah.
Yeah. I just went to NFL Plus.
I just scrolled down on Pro Football Reference.
That's fair. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna watch Alec Ingold's first rep. It was a 7-yard run by Achane.
That was half his yards.
And Achane ran away from him.
Sorry, it was almost. Was it smart? Over.
Yeah, no, he did the right thing though, because Tyreek Hill and who's 89, Julian Hill were down blocking and opened up a big lane. So he did the right thing.
Mm. Yeah, I always feel weird about that run game because I'm like, it should be good seeing how it's like, if you get a hole, hypothetically, it should be off to the races for a big game.
Yeah.
It's just you never.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Miller, I want you to know that you said that was a 7-yard rush.
Uh-huh.
That you're watching Etienne's longest run of the game.
No, I know. I found one of the ones where it's like a loss, and this is the 2-yard line. The Dolphins line up in shotgun. Ingold lines up as a receiver outside of Tyreek Hill, motions inside to H-back, blocks to the outside, and they run the ball up the middle between the tackles. And he gets swallowed by Jamie and Sherwood and Chuck Clark. Ingold holds his block, though, makes Hassan Reddick look silly.
Shocker. Sean Reddick looking silly.
He's just
This
too
is
good.
nothing new.
Good God.
Ingold's just too good.
Our next game is another stinker. Was the entire early slate just stinkers? My God.
Yes. This was not
Pretty
a good
much.
week of football.
Yeah. I
After
only really
Minnesota-
cared about one of the early games and wasn't paying that much attention to the others. Like, I watched them the same amount I always do. I just didn't care. None of them had that many implications other than like Jets Dolphins. And
Yeah.
but the Jaguars beat the Titans 10-6. Mac Jones wins a game throwing 2 picks. Travis
Let
Etienne
Tank
gets
cook.
4 carries. Apparently he's washed. Maybe when I made the haha joke of the Vikings should trade for Travis Etienne, maybe that was accurate. This offseason, we're going to get him for like a 7th round pick. Watch. Because I think Tank Bigsby has like taken his job. The only good
Yeah.
player on the Jags, I feel like, is BTJ.
Respect Devin Ingram.
I do, but less as a player and just more as a human for when he killed Aziz after the hit on Trevor.
Oh, no.
Miller's making a face. I don't know. Tony
No,
Pollard
I
had
saw-
100 yards rushing today. This was a bad game. That's how you know.
Gross. No, for reference, I'm still looking at the Dolphins game. I saw HN had a 26-yard run counted out. And
Tough.
the reason was because of a horse collar penalty and a hold on Alec Ingold. So I wanted to see what Ingold did. And for the first time I think I've ever seen him do it, he gave Hassan Reddick a hug.
Damn.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't be giving hugs.
No hugs. There's a
No
no hug rule in Miami. He broke it.
I've never seen him do that before, but he did try to give a hug. That is something new.
That is something new,
It's
LaMelo
like
Ball.
looking at Miller is like looking at a disappointed dad right now.
Alec, I'm not mad. I'm just
I'm
I
disappointed.
expect better. I expect better from you.
do.
You're like my 5th favorite kid. If you want to move up those rankings,
No, Alec Ingold is my
His second
third
favorite.
fullback.
Well.
if you want to
Ari
catch
Juszczyk Ingold, that's my big three.
if you want to catch Kyle and Curry, you can't give out hugs. You have to give out stiff arms.
All right, let's go to the game we're going to talk about the second most today, probably. Maybe third, because there's not that many good games this week. So, not much to talk about. So, the 2 that involve teams that, people here are fans of are going to get a lot of conversation.
I don't want to talk about the Bears.
Oh, then maybe this will be the most talked about one, because I'm intrigued. Kirko came for revenge. It did not work. There is no vengeance.
Some say Kirko came prematurely.
He did. He got booed, and I keep seeing some Vikings fans are upset about that. So it was weird. It was very similar to Brady's return to New England, where like before the game he got cheered, but then like as they ran out onto the field he got booed. Like as they came out of the locker room and then as he ran out onto the field he got booed. That tracks. They did that to Brady. Teams do that. That's going to happen. I don't think any Vikings fan has actual ill will towards Kirk Cousins. I might be the closest, and that's just because I'm a hater.
They just understand the job of love him before and after the game.
Yep.
During the game, you're your mortal enemy.
Did you guys see the clips of everybody running up to Kirk to talk to him? Like,
No,
the entire
no.
Vikings team waited after the game to go talk to Kirk. It was kind of cool.
That's
Sam
awesome.
Darnold was the first person to talk to him. and was like, yeah, the people here love you, dude. It's super cool to see. Which was funny because Kirk's like, dude, they just booed me. Oh, and
Am I
then
making
so
you proud, Dad?
the best one that made me a little sad was Justin Jefferson running up. They had their moment, and Kirk said to Justin, "Thank you for everything you meant to my career." And I was like, "Aw, that's sweet." It's funny because I know they're like not actually friends, very different humans, but like they were
just
work
would've been-
friends. You know what I mean?
It would have been way funnier if Justin Jefferson, after his 132-yard 2-touchdown game, ran up to Kirk and said, "That's how you get me the football."
Fuck Kirk, you should have thrown me the ball.
What the fuck, Kirk? How you gonna let Sam Darnold do it better than you?
Dude, okay. I kept seeing like a bunch of our mutuals on Twitter. Is Sam Darnold actually good? I thought this conversation was finished in week 5. And we agreed he's actually good.
I think
He's not elite,
everyone,
but he's good. He is a good
I think
quarterback.
everyone had a scare against Jacksonville.
Where he still cooked them other than 2 bad throws.
People look.
I don't
you
care.
know this.
I know.
The internet focuses on 3 things:
Well, we got the
the
box
good,
score today.
the
Caleb.
bad, and the ugly.
We got the box score today. Sam Darnold is the box score king. Maybe not this week. Josh Allen decided. Josh Allen saw Sam Darnold gaining on him MVP odds and was like, "Hold my beer."
Yeah. You know,
uh,
I have 3 things to say about this game. Fuck Sam Darnold, fuck Justin Jefferson, and fuck Jordan Addison.
go
I
against
played
them all.
I played them all in a league where it was win or go home. And I was looking so good, projected to win by 40. I wasn't even checking it, and he scored 180 points. The rest of his players scored like 13. It's just
Yeah.
they scored like 140 between the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck Sam Darnold, Jordan Addison, and Justin Jefferson, but I didn't play them in fantasy. I just don't like the Vikings.
I mean, that's fair. What did you think of Sam Darnold this week, though, Miller?
I admittedly haven't watched anything. I just know, like, I saw obviously the plays, like the
Yeah.
touchdowns, the big throws, and like that rocks.
Yeah.
The only thing, and this isn't trying to take away from Sam, it's just the reality of the situation. The Falcons don't have a great defense.
No.
So, I'll put it this way: he did what was expected of an above-average starter against this type of defense with those kind of weapons.
Mhm.
So he did what he needed to.
Yeah.
Like, that's great.
Oh, this
because that's
isn't
more
the
than you
same
can
as,
say for
like-
Sam Darnold for how many years?
Right. If he does this against the Bears on Monday, we get to have an entirely new conversation next week.
No, because the Bears' defense is also dog
Yeah, but they
shit,
have a
dude.
good second. No, they don't. Not right now.
They have 3 good players in their secondary, and they're being held back tremendously by 2 really bad ones.
Yeah, and 2 of
Yeah.
those 3 really good ones are just going to be stuck on Justin Jefferson only all game. So Jordan Addison's going to cook again.
And the
DJ
other one,
Hawkinson's going to cook again.
and then the other good one, they don't let play anywhere but the line of scrimmage now. So,
Nice. But
really
okay, I don't know if we face another really good secondary before the end of the year, but
Yeah.
I don't know how many really good secondaries there actually are.
there's not many. I do. care.
Especially when you look at like the weapons Minnesota has. We are a mismatch for everybody. So are the Bears.
I'd really-
The Bears just haven't had the coaching to take advantage of it.
I was gonna say, I'd really like to know what Sam Darnold's time to throw was against Atlanta because their front 4 is gross.
They got an insane amount of pressure in this game, though.
Did they really?
Yeah. Our offensive line got shredded until the second half, basically until the fourth quarter. We got shredded. Atlanta had
I mean, I don't know.
his time to throw is going to
having-
look weird because, like, his big touchdown, he got hit 3 times before he threw that ball. So, like, yeah, he still had the ball, but his time to throw wasn't
Gotcha.
6 seconds, even though he had the ball for 6 seconds.
I was
he
gonna
just
say
made a play.
He had 21 pass attempts on over 2.5 seconds.
The thing with that is
which-
being under pressure, but just his pocket awareness.
Yeah.
We've talked about this all year. Has been the thing I'm most impressed with. He is
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
ghosts are gone entirely.
Oh,
like
That's insane. Did you know going into week 14, Sam Darnold was the best quarterback in the league in completions, yards, and touchdowns on dropbacks over 2.5 seconds?
I believe that.
I believe
The
it.
longer the play goes on, Sam Darnold that's
I mean,
insane.
Well,
It's
I think it's
also-
because of his weapons. They're going to
Yeah.
get open.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's still just wild to
Yeah.
see, like,
Dude,
you know.
just like, I know, just looking at box scores doesn't work, but just look at his numbers this year. He's top 5 in everything.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing. I keep saying, like, on Twitter, I saw somebody like, no matter what happens, it's JJ McCarthy next year. I don't entirely know if I believe that anymore. I don't want Sam on a long-term deal.
It depends on how postseason goes.
To a degree, but I'm also
If it's-
super down. I don't really want to franchise tag him. I don't want to give him that much money. But I do think you offer, like, basically the LeBron type contract, the 1+1 to him, where, like, there's not really much guaranteed money the second year. And you try to get him for, like, less than 30 mil a year, because then cap-wise it's not going to matter so much. Because JJ is still going to be 22 next year. Like, this roster's built to go. If Sam is sick in the playoffs, run it back. But also, I don't want, the Kirk Cousins, here's 4 years, 130, and, you're just stuck with huge money. The Vikings' whole thing is not being built around money. But if I'm Sam Darnold and my offers are to go to Minnesota for $20 million or to Vegas for 35, I think I'm choosing to stay in Minnesota.
What teams will even be looking at QBs?
Oh, there's going to be a lot. The Titans are going to be looking. The Titans are going to look.
Oh, no, they'll be stuck.
Cleveland might kind of, but they're kind of stuck.
It's just stuck.
Right. The Titans will be looking. The Giants are going to be looking, but they're drafting a QB. I'm so sure of it. The Colts probably won't. If Steichen gets fired, which there's still a possibility, I don't trust the Colts to make good decisions. If Steichen gets fired, I can see the next guy wanting a new quarterback. The Seahawks might not, or did Geno sign a new contract? I can't remember. Is his contract up this year?
1 second.
I can't remember.
I can't.
The Raiders
recall.
are going to for sure. So
I mean,
5-6 teams.
Is a free agent in 2026. They
Okay.
had an out before this year, but did not take it. So they would have to eat
Okay.
a lot of.
So it's not the Seahawks. I just couldn't remember. And
there's
who
a
knows? The
world-
Dolphins might look into a big money backup because you can't trust Tua to stay healthy.
Well, there's also a world where Stafford calls it quits
That too.
after this year.
And I could see
And
McVay saying, I can
McVay
run
would
it with
jump
Sam.
on that.
Yeah.
He would jump on that so fast.
100%.
We had this old pocket quarterback. Cool.
I don't even think you can call Sammy a pocket guy anymore. Dude
but
is.
bring a guy who's very comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah.
And you just add the dimension of, Stafford had a 6-yard run. He's going back to 2012. That's not something you can say anymore.
Right. Oh, Miller, I got to hit you with something, though. You got to say this is nothing new again. Darnell Mooney cooked the Vikings.
Yeah, this is nothing new.
6
just
for a
wanna
buck
say-
42, man.
After how many debates between Darnell Mooney and
Nah, I'm not doing this.
AJ Osborne?
KJ still better. Give it a week. Give him Commanders week. Let him cook with Jaden Daniels. Give him time.
Put him on an actual offense.
I don't know. Our run game oh, go ahead.
Before you continue, can I just say something totally off topic?
Yes.
So I skipped over this. I'm looking at next gen stats, which is like one of my favorite things to do week in and week out is just read, especially on NFL Pro, like the little graphics.
Yeah.
We missed something with the Giants game or with the Jets game, excuse me. Because I will say most of the games this week I just straight up did not watch. That's why I've been so quiet. I have had a week, right?
Yeah.
But check this, right? Garrett Wilson of the New York Jets caught 4 of 6 targets against Jalen Ramsey as the nearest defender in week 14, totaling the most receiving yards allowed by Ramsey as the nearest defender since at least 2017.
I did you see his post about one of those routes?
I did not. No.
Ramsey, it was either after the game at some point said, one of the plays was broken coverage. Garrett Wilson posted broken coverage, and it's a clip of him falling to his knees on a route.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Rodgers threw a better ball, that's a touchdown for 60-something yards.
Yeah. For reference as well, Wilson faced Ramsey on 36 of 42 routes, 85.7% of his routes, with Ramsey aligned in press man on 24 of those 36 routes. Wilson has now recorded the second most receiving yards against press coverage this season with 329. He's one of the best man beaters in the league. I fucking love Garrett Wilson, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up. Also, apparently Chase Young had 10 pressures against the Giants.
That's nothing new. The Giants don't have a single alignment.
No, it's not. But 9 of them came against Josh Izwedu, who is a former North Carolina Tar Heel.
Tough.
Izwedu, I believe I'm saying his name right, excuse me if I'm not, allowed 12 pressures on 55 reps, which is the 4th most pressures allowed in a game by any player this season. Just to give you something from the Saints Giants, because we had literally nothing to say.
Well, I mean, look at the teams.
No, I know. That's my point. Like, I just to give you some analysis, if you're a Saints or Giants fan out there. There you go. Izwedu bad. Chase Young had a good day.
Yeah. So weirdly, the Vikings, I was looking at a bunch of rushing statistics. The Vikings are top 10 in rushing attempts and like bottom 5 in rushing yards. Our offensive line cannot run block. Dalton Reisner cannot run block. He does not have the facilities for that anymore, apparently. And it's very weird. That has never been an issue for him. And it's weird because, like, we're low, like, we're high in attempts, we're low in yards, but then you look and, like, Aaron Jones averages 5.6. Cam Akers averages 7.4 today. It's like, what? How does this even happen? I don't understand what is going on.
What?
Also, the Vikings have entirely decided that having 3 receivers is for suckers. Addison, Jefferson, and Hawkinson. That's the only thing. There were 3 other catches that were not by one of those 3. 1 to Josh Oliver and 2 to Aaron Jones.
No CJ Ham. Send them to the penis.
CJ Ham has been cooking, though. This might be his best blocking season ever.
I was going to say, he's had I'm really excited in the off season, since I've set this precedent of trying to make a fullback video every Friday. I'm going to take full advantage and do like a season in review for the major fullbacks, and I'm very excited to talk about CJ Ham.
CJ's cooked. It's been sick.
Yeah.
Especially because I've had 2 people tell me that I should talk about pass blocking more, and that is what CJ has excelled in this year.
Yeah.
Has been his pass blocking.
That's what he do.
Them lining him up as the tailback, or I guess not the tailback, the single back and shotgun next to Sam, and having him step up has been great.
So defensively for the Vikings, a couple things I want to say. The internet's been going crazy because Gabriel Murphy is finally back. He's off IR. He had more snaps in this game than Dallas Turner did, and people are freaking out. They don't play the same position. They don't. Because
how do you guys line up Murphy?
He has been lined up. The only snaps he takes is when Jonathan Grenard comes off the field. Okay. Dallas Turner takes snaps when Andrew Van Ginkel comes off the field because Dallas can drop back in coverage. Grenard can't. Murphy can't. Gink and Dallas can. That's been the thing. So when you look at it, also in the 4th quarter, Dallas and Van Ginkel and Grenard got the baseball cap treatment on the sideline. Gabe Murphy was still in the game. Like, it wasn't actually a Murphy out-snapped him. It was this game's over. Let the young guy cook. Same with Bo Richter. He got snaps. Jamin Davis had a sack because Jamin Davis, Brian Flores finally figured out what he's good at. They just he's the Ivan Pace replacement until Pace comes back. The hyper athletic, just downhill linebacker. We are sending you directly at them. And Jamin Davis was sick. On passing downs, Blake Cashman might be the biggest loss any team had in the offseason and maybe the biggest pickup. Blake Cashman has been sick. The only 2 games the Vikings have lost, Blake Cashman didn't play.
Really?
Yep. Blake Cashman has been incredible, dude.
My favorite thing every year, this time of year, is these linebackers who were like, oh, that's a pickup. And it's like, oh, wait.
Blake Cashman is incredible. Oh, shit.
Just like, oh, wait, Josie Jewell, this guy who, he's okay. Really good at football. Blake Cashman, he's okay. Really good at football. Every year, there's one linebacker who's like, huh.
Oh, why did nobody want him?
Maybe these linebackers who we keep saying are not good.
Maybe linebackers are important.
They don't get 27 picks a year. They don't get 17 TFLs or 10 picks.
Right.
No, they just tackle you when you run at them.
Also, Josh Metellus and Cam, Miller might not agree, but I think the Vikings might have the best vibes of any team in football. Bro, they did the goddamn white chicks dance after an intercept. You don't get a thumbs down that the vibes are crazy.
One of the, I don't remember which rookie it was. They appointed someone the celebrations coordinator.
Oh, nice.
There's a rookie. I don't remember which rookie it is.
Know.
Actually, if I pull up the roster, I could probably.
I can't wait till they lose in the playoffs so I can bring up the fact that they were too busy appointing a dance coordinator. Then,
hey man, you want to say that, but it's the thing. Cam Bynum became a good NFL safety because he wanted to do goofy celebrations, and that's insane.
What they said is you think it sounds goofy, but now it's we want him, and you have to go
make plays to be able to do the celebrations. Miller can't do the celebration until you make the play, so you got to be good enough to make the play. Also, I'm mad that we got robbed of a 3rd interception just because it would have been funny. The weird possession rule. I don't know if you saw that play. Drake London got credited with a catch where Shaq Griffin caught the ball, had 2 hands on it the entire time. Drake London put 1 hand in it almost backwards, like the back of his hand was touching the ball, and they gave him a catch because it was shared possession.
Oh.
It's like, no, it wasn't shared possession. Drake London didn't possess shit, you bastards.
I think he possessed a will, and when there's a will, there's a way.
I guess. And that's...
So, out of curiosity, you said Gabe Murphy's coming in for Grenard.
Mostly,
right?
Yes.
So he's just rushing the pass.
Pretty much.
Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to remember. Maybe it was his brother that I was
going to say there are 2 Murphys.
Right.
And he could be a hybrid, but he's played more the Grenard. Okay. And this game he played the Grenard role because normally Pat Jones does, and he did not play.
Right.
So.
Right. I'm just. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, that is what.
I was going to say because.
Because, Dallas Turner is always going to be the better guy to drop into coverage. That's just what he's good at that. I really do think Dallas Turner is going to spend the rest of this year and next year just learning how to play Andrew Van Ginkel's role. I think that's entirely what he's doing.
Yeah. I was going to say, okay, so Gabe was the one that I liked. Grayson was the one I wasn't very high on.
I wonder why. Look at that name.
No, because Gabe was a really nice run defender in college, at least in terms of his instincts.
Yeah.
But I was misremembering horribly. I had him comp to Kyle Van Noy, which I think is where I'm getting the
But
what's
you
it
mean
called? The hybrid
current Kyle
thing
Van Noy though? Because Kyle Van Noy's only a rusher now.
Yeah, that must be where my brain was at the time.
Yeah.
Thinking back on it. But I fucks with Gabe Murphy. That's good to hear that he's playing well.
Miller, big news that you're gonna hate.
What?
It was only a special teams play though, because we still can't trust him to play real football.
What?
Brian Asamoah forced a fumble.
Wow.
Brian Asamoah made a play.
Wow.
You
I mean, I don't
you know
hear
Brian
that.
Flores is the GOAT when Brian Asamoah is making plays for your football team.
Hold on, I gotta look this up real quick. I gotta see what his form was on the play. Did he punch the ball out or did
I
he light
don't
somebody
know.
up?
I don't know.
It's
I don't remember.
the
It was a kick return. That's what I know.
I think it's Dwight McLaughlin who is the celebration
Yo,
coordinator.
Dwight the GOAT. Dwight the
Which
GOAT.
he's
not. He doesn't
looks-
actually
but
play.
He's no, but he's of the rookies on defense.
Yeah.
It's him. I don't think they'd make a lineman the special teams, the celebration. And
I don't
then
think they're
there's
giving
one
it to
corner.
Turner. Yeah.
There's one corner.
Yeah.
And Dallas Turner plays. He has better things to do with his life than
Right.
how
We actually need Dallas Turner to do things.
we need you on Sundays.
I mean, Dwight has played some snaps. Also, Fabian Moreau has taken snaps multiple games in a row. Dude, Fabian was cooking Marvin Harrison for a bit. Marvin got one, though. That's all it really matters. What was that face, Miller? Did he cook?
I didn't know. CJ Ham recovered the fumble.
Yeah, CJ.
Yeah.
When I first read that, I thought
What number
CJ
is
Ham
Asamoah wearing now?
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
6.
He took Lewis
I might need
Scene's
to
number.
watch from the other angle.
like
To
Scene.
me, it doesn't look like he was making a tackle. It looks like he just went straight for the ball.
Which,
from this
hey,
angle, I'm not saying that is a bad thing.
he peanut
obviously.
punched it.
Yeah, he was. The returner was already being brought down. Ray was already about to hit the ground.
Oh, okay.
Because
Then,
he
yeah.
had whoever 57 is, and
The comment? That's not comment. Who is 57? Jamin Davis.
yeah, he had Jamin Davis and medalists draped all over him. I couldn't remember his name for
Nice.
a second, and then Buddy Boy just came in
I-
and jumped on the pile, and his hand hit the ball. From what I can see,
I
here
do
on
have
first
one
glance.
concern
Hold-
after this game, as perfect as it was. Will Reichard has now missed 3 field goals in a row because he missed the 2 before going on IR. And then he missed a field goal today. He also made 6 extra points, though. So, like, I don't know. I'm not that
How
concerned,
long-
but it is just, like, weird.
How long was the field goal?
I don't know.
Was it a chip shot that it's like, oh, he missed? Or was it like 50 something? Which
That is a
can
good
understand
question. That is a good question. I wish I knew.
Will it show me on here?
He's
Well,
just another kicker.
It was
geek.
something
They're all
over
bad.
30. Dude, this year there is something. There is something bad.
All the kickers suck.
Dude, what happened?
It
Uh,
was a 40-yarder.
Yeah.
Wow. Chip
yeah.
shot. Crazy. Bum.
I mean, Cairo might not have had the leg to make it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You were talking shit. I had to.
I know.
The
It's okay.
Eagles almost got Bryce Young.
Dude, Bryce Young is so good at sport ball.
Bryce Young is good. Adam Thielen, the old
I was
man,
just about to
is
say,
still
listen,
cooking.
I watched every second of this game. Adam Thielen is legit.
Dude, he's a
this
hooper.
is the first time I have watched Adam Thielen in full action. Because I watched this game obviously because I was waiting for Kari to get him, which he never did.
Damn.
He got a special teams tackle, but he didn't get on offense.
Damn.
So I watched this entire game, and Thielen looked great. It was very literally vintage Thielen just getting open. It rocked. But Bryce Young, the way he was extending plays, he had a couple plays, especially on that last drive, where he was just doing unreal shit. And I know Xavier Legette.
He's my new Jerry Jeudy. He's gonna figure it out, man.
I was gonna say I love Xavier Legette. Did you hear about what he did
Yeah.
after the game?
Oh no!
He had a bunch of stuff planned for after, and he canceled all of it and went home.
Oh.
He was so beat up about it.
I mean, I
Dude.
get it. You dropped the game
I
winner,
do
man.
too.
Did you hear what he eats? The meat he eats?
Raccoon.
Well, lots of
Raccoon.
stuff. Dude, he's from
That's
the bayou.
normal.
Like,
I was gonna say that's normal down south.
no, dude, I love Xavier Legette. I do. We should cast him to play Gambit.
I was just gonna say, he probably had a fucking crawfish cookout or something planned that night, and he was like, "Sorry, I can't make it. I dropped the football."
I dropped
Like,
the
can
football.
we? I know we do this. documentary during the season, can we just have a written agreement that every season Xavier Legette is required to be one of those people? Even if he's riding the bench.
Can we just get Xavier Legette?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
Give me Xavier Legette. Give me who's the other fun people in the league to just follow around? That's not.
Jameis Winston.
I was about
No.
to say that's
I know.
not.
No, I
that's
don't want to
not
witness a crime.
George Kittle.
Kittle.
Yeah, give
Kittle's
Kittle
a-
like
yeah.
no, but
Kittle's
Kittle will.
fun.
But if you piss off Kittle, he'll get straight to the point. Of, I
George
don't want to deal with
Pickens.
those people.
Honestly, I do want.
Yeah.
I just want to follow the walking crash out.
Yeah.
Someone looks.
People apparently. So what the hell did you guys hear about the AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts stuff? Because I haven't paid that much attention. Do you know?
I only saw the clip of Mulata talking about it.
I didn't see Mailata talk. Was he the one who?
No, it was Brandon Graham on a podcast.
I was
Did
gonna say
Mailata also?
Brandon Graham is who I saw.
He got asked about it after practice because he's one of the team captains, and they asked Mulata about it.
What did Mailata say?
Mulata's like, they are like, did you guys like handle that in the locker room, whatever? He's like, handled in a meeting. It you can ask them about it. As far as I know, it didn't happen. I don't know why you guys keep trying this. And it was basically like, yeah, fuck you guys. I'm not giving you anything juicy.
Valid.
Yeah, it says Hertz and Brown have cleared the air, and Graham came out and said he misspoke.
Oh, I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, basically, so Graham's exact quote was, "They were friends before this." I guess just meaning this season, like how it's played out, because Hertz hasn't had the best year.
I mean,
but he
Hurts
says they
hasn't
were
been
friends.
bad.
He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been up to the standard that we hold guys of his
but
caliber.
also, to be
Now I
fair,
gotta go
though,
look though.
but also to be fair, it's not like last year where
No,
who was the
I was
Dan
gonna say,
Swift
I think
last year?
he's been good. He's completing
It's-
70%
of his passes,
You have
He's
Saquon.
missed some important
2,600
throws.
yards, 16 tuds, 5 interceptions. Every quarterback does. When you're running the ball more than you're throwing the ball,
Right.
you're not
No,
going
I
to get the ball
understand
so much.
statistically he's going to be down. I just mean like there have been moments where
Yeah.
Hertz has missed some like stuff. There's been some disappointing moments from Hertz this
Sure.
year that we're not used to from him,
Sure.
right? Plus you figure Hertz is the guy that gets better every year. He's kind of plateaued at
Yeah.
best. So this is just like an unprecedented year from Hertz, right?
Sure.
I wasn't trying to say anything bad. He's playing fine, just
Yeah.
not up to, in my opinion, the standard that we hold guys of his caliber.
Sure.
But Brandon Graham said they were friends before this, but things have changed. I understand that because life happens. But it's the business side that we have to make sure the personal doesn't get in the way of the business. And then
I don't know.
this all stemmed from Jalen Hurt or from AJ Brown. They asked him after the game what needed to improve, and he said passing, or what needed to improve, or what the issue was, and he said passing. And then Brandon Graham got asked about it, and that was his response.
I mean,
But I don't think
To a
it'll be
degree,
long-term
fair.
issue.
Also, I don't know. AJ Brown's a weirdo. I think he might be in the same category as like Diggs in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe.
it's
And that doesn't mean he's a bad player. Stephon Diggs, still great. But it's also like they've got a bit of that diva thing to them.
Yeah.
And if AJ Brown's not going to live like Justin Jefferson. He just won't. And
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what wires guys to be the way they are, because more guys are like AJ Brown than are like Justin Jefferson. But like, or even DJ Moore. Like most guys, they're not getting the ball. They aren't happy. AJ seems to be closer to the Diggs side though, where it's like
Yeah.
he'll ask out. He didn't
Well,
in Tennessee. He'll do it here too.
obviously, I've never been in their shoes, so I
Right.
can't speak like
Yeah.
from experience. But the way
100%.
I see it, a lot of these guys, especially someone like AJ Brown, who was a big man on campus at Ole Miss, was very successful. I don't know what star rating he had coming out of high school, but you look at this guy who has always been the man, right?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's going to the NFL where everybody is the man.
Yeah.
It's very rare for somebody, especially somebody who's not a quarterback, to stand above everybody else on the team. So that kind of puts your
Ooh.
ego in check a little bit. Not saying that
And
AJ
maybe
Brown's
that's the
egotistical.
difference, though, is because, like, in college, Justin wasn't the big guy. They had Burrow, they
Right.
had Chase, they had Thad Moss back then.
Yeah.
The other Terrace Marshall, that was the guy in college. He was sick, like, so it
Yeah.
wasn't just like he was the guy. It's like he was one of the guys. So he's still just one of the guys in his head.
Yeah. But as much as I hate to say it, it's a very similar, just obviously much better line of thinking is the same way I have about a lot of pro athletes who end up being like, we'll just say like Deshaun Watson. You all know what I mean by that. Just the essential of, or essentially the idea of being the man, never being told no, being, people bending the knee for you at every turn. And then you get to the big leagues, everybody is the same level of talent as you, if not better. And even if you're the best of the best, you have people constantly saying, no, you're not.
Right.
No, you're not. This guy's better. You have that constantly in your ear. And all of a sudden, you have this giant, because like at the end of the day, every pro athlete has an ego.
Yes.
If you are
have
in the
to.
public eye, you have to have an ego. So me saying like I'm about to like talk about AJ Brown's ego. I'm not saying he's some egotistical douchebag.
No.
But he's a professional athlete, a superstar professional athlete. He has an ego. He is egotistical.
Oh, if you're going to be in the public eye at all, you have to.
Right.
Because people will eat you alive.
That ego challenges, or it gets challenged hardcore.
Yep.
And then when you're on a football team that's winning, and AJ Brown was in like Offensive Player of the Year talks for the last couple years, that stays the same. You're fine. You're riding high. Then all of a sudden this year, the running back comes to town. You're a run-first football team. AJ Brown misses some time. His numbers aren't where they should be. No one's saying, wow, AJ Brown's been the best receiver in football this year. It's Jefferson. It's Chase. I know he's not having as big of a year, but like CeeDee Lamb gets mentioned. Tyreek Hill will get mentioned. Like, you have some of the younger guys like BTJ and Ladd McConkey getting mentioned. AJ Brown just isn't a name a lot of people are talking about right now.
Right. That makes sense.
He knows that. And in his brain, because he's always had people bend at the knee to him, he probably doesn't think it's his fault. His immediate response is, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. Someone else's fault. Must be Jalen's fault.
Yeah.
And some guys, like you said, some guys are wired like that. Some aren't. You get like you said, Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, another great example of guys who, they've experienced tribulations. I guess DJ a little bit more so than Jefferson, but we've all seen the "what the fuck" Kurt clip, and I think that kind of sums up the tribulations Jefferson dealt with. So
yeah,
it's definitely a I don't want to say a skill issue quite, but it's definitely a difference in personality.
It's a mental
so
thing.
I get it. Yeah.
And then
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
not at all.
As long as it's not getting in the way of your play or anyone else's play, that's fine. That's I mean, it's the same thing that like Kobe had.
I mean, looking at just receivers.
As fuck, dude.
Diggs, Randy Moss back in the day, like this has been a thing. You can be great and be Terrell Owens was that way. But there's also a reason T.O. was on a new team every 4 years.
Yeah.
Like that.
And Chad Johnson,
that's
another
fine.
example.
He weirdly got to stay on one team, but I guess when
I know, but I'm just talking about like the ego side of it.
Yeah, AJ just has to accept
name to Ocho Cinco like that. It doesn't get much more egotistical.
I love Ocho, man.
AJ has to accept this isn't the Eagles team that from last year that at times struggled to run the ball. At times, guys weren't getting open, and Jalen was just basically saying, "Fuck it, AJ's down there somewhere."
Right.
He's not getting his. He's two guys are on him, but Jalen has no other option. Jalen's willing to run the ball this year. Last year, at times, he got scared because the injury bug existed for quarterbacks last year. Some that will scare the fuck out of any mobile quarterback if running means you're going to have your knees blown out. He was just willing to throw it up there. And late in the year, when they had offensive issues, it was, we'll just give the ball to A.J. Brown more. You have a run game you're going to get a 15-yard run.
You got the best run game in football.
Even if somehow your top one offensive line shits the bed, somehow Saquon's turning into a 4-yard gain because it's Saquon. Oh, well, nothing's open right away. I can just give it to the best playmaker in football who's 2 yards away from me, who's going to make something happen. it's not the Eagles team AJ Brown wants it to be. He thought it was, once again, for some reason, it was going to be AJ Brown centric. He's got to deal with it. If you want to win a Super Bowl, this is the brand of football they'll have to play to get through the NFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
One other thing from this game, Jonathan Brooks got hurt, and I'm very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know what it was yet?
ACL.
ACL.
What it? That sucks.
It's his ACL. He's done for the year.
That's so sad, dude.
Yeah.
And it was the same one. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's good. Now you get a better surgeon to repair it, maybe. That's my thought.
Was it the same knee?
Yep. That's so
Man.
depressing. You know what? Good for the Panthers to have Chuba be so good now. Chuba?
And
I don't know.
extend him.
Yeah, it is Chuba.
It was a good thing to extend him. Bryce Young, are we officially at the you can't draft another quarterback stage yet?
Yes.
I think
Absolutely.
I am.
We've been there.
Not everybody else has, so I had to ask.
Don't care about everybody
Well, I
else.
know-
We here
I know
in the
me and
North,
you
we
have been.
love Bryce
Yeah.
Young.
Dude, I was
Love
on the
Bryce
you
Young.
can't get anybody else the minute he had a good game. I'm like, nope, you got to run it
Yep.
back one more time.
The only world is if Carolina ownerships this and decide to fire Canales for some reason.
I don't think they will. I think
And
they're
I
smart
don't
enough
think
to
they will.
see what this team has been, even though they're ass. Like,
But if there's ass and then there's you're losing.
oh yeah,
to the
every game's
Bucks in
close,
overtime.
and you're right there with everybody. That's a
The
let them cook moment.
the last time you were in a 2-score game was Denver in Week 8.
Speaking of a 2-score game and some horrible teams, the Raiders lost by 15 to the Bucks.
This is nothing new.
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell, what's his injury? I didn't ever look.
Not good, according to Pierce.
Yeah, that was right after the game too.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
He he thinks he can start Monday night. Oh, it was a bone bruise.
Ooh.
That's not that bad. Just don't be a wuss about it and you can play. But also be a wuss about it because Desmond Ritter season. Let's go. Hey, man, he went 12 of 18 for 101 yards. Desmond Ritter might be the GOAT.
Ugh.
People are saying.
The people are asking.
And the people
Is
are
Desmond
me
Ritter
and
the GOAT?
Matthews.
I'm sorry. I beg your finest fucking pardon.
What's up?
Are you guys looking at the stats for this game?
The
Yeah.
Raiders stats, yes.
Are you looking at the defense?
No.
I can.
Okay, don't.
Why?
2 players on the Raiders defense had an interception. Jack Jones, as to be expected.
Yeah.
Who's number 2?
I'm looking at it right now. I'll let Geek.
Tyree
Did
Wilson.
you see the?
I don't know.
It was not Tyree Wilson.
Who else doesn't make sense? Is it like somebody like that, like a defensive lineman doesn't make sense? Or is it like
yeah,
goofy
but
corner?
I don't know if you'd know that this guy's on the Raiders to begin with.
I
wouldn't
didn't even know
that
he
he's
was on the
on
Raiders.
the Raiders.
I did, but it's just because I did my Tyree video recently, so I've been watching the Raiders. I wouldn't have known if I hadn't made
fuck,
that
I
video.
do remember this because I yelled about it. It's Caleb on Chason. LSU legend.
Caleb on Chason.
Yeah, because he was on the same
Fucking
team
Baker
as JJ
Mayfield.
and everybody, so I remember him. He got drafted by the Jags and
What was the
sucked.
context of that pick?
I'm finding it right because it was something random.
I don't know.
Did he
Caleb
get
on
tipped?
Chason cooked.
Yes, he tipped it himself.
Yo, he Andrew
Like
Van
the-
Ginkled. Baker
It was-
Mayfield.
So it was a screen pass.
He Andrew Van Ginkled Baker Mayfield.
He tipped it, and then as he's falling after tipping it, it just so happens to fall straight down.
My new goat, Caleb on Chason.
Did he score? Was that a pick six?
No,
No,
no.
he fell as he was catching. That's
Okay.
a fucking crazy play, though.
And he had half a sack this game.
I love the awareness. So, Geek, he fucking flies downhill off the ball, realizes he's not getting blocked, goes, oh shit, there must be a reason for this. Steps back, tips the ball with one hand and then catches it as he's
Yes.
falling. It was a screen for McMillan.
That's go.
I will guarantee you this, as of someone who has been there. It is because he's had a moment where he has gone unblocked and has had a oh shit moment. And it's okay, I am not gonna get laid the fuck out by somebody. It just so happened to work for him. Trust me, if you get laid out once in one of those situations, it's natural instinct.
Yeah.
I will act like I don't know from experience. I will act like it was not my welcome to football moment.
Uh-oh, Miller.
What?
Bucky Irving might be bad now.
No, he got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah, but 4 carries for 3 yards against the Raiders might be ass.
Raiders' interior line's good, sadly.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it is.
Wilkins has been hurt.
Don't care. Tyree Wilson.
He's not interior lineman.
They play him there
Sometimes.
quite often. Like a
I don't know.
60-40 split.
Baker
Also,
Mayfield
Adam
had a Baker
Butler is
Mayfield game,
weirdly
and I
good.
love it.
Yeah.
I love Baker Mayfield, man.
Let Baker cook.
He
I
baked.
love Bucky Irving. I love Bucky Irving. We love Bucky Irving on this podcast.
But so the Buccaneers have moved into sole possession of the NFC South and probably aren't looking
Damn.
back. The Falcons are going to miss the playoffs. Probably,
Yeah.
unless the Packers fall off. That is like their only hope. Which, like, I am now rooting really hard for the Packers to fall off. I needed them for one game and they failed me, so now I want them to lose.
Fuck the Packers.
Yes, let's go.
Easy.
You know, I the fill in for Jake as the honorary Packers fan. Fuck the Packers.
We shit talking to Packers today. Let's go. Yeah, but the Falcons are probably out. The Bucks are officially in. I think it's late enough to call it. I think we're there. I don't know. Kirk
What's the
O'Chain
schedules?
sucks, and I don't think it matters. Kirk hasn't thrown a touchdown in a month.
Oh yeah, no, it is. The Bucks are safe. They play the Cowboys still.
Let's go.
They play the Cowboys. They play the Saints, and Carr's out for the year. And
so
the other two games, I can't give them gimmies on the Chargers or the Panthers at this point. Falcons. Oh, Falcons have Raiders, Giants the next 2 games though.
that's probably 2 L's. I'm not gonna lie. Miller,
What?
does Kyler Murray suck?
No.
Back-to-back not good weeks.
The Seahawks are good, trust.
Yeah, so are the Vikings, but you're supposed to be good as the Cardinals. Actually, no, you're not. That expectation wasn't put there until like 3 weeks ago when it's like, oh, they have a chance to win the division. And then they had to go play Minnesota and Seattle, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, when you have to play real NFC teams, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
Cardinals, we knew they weren't there yet going into the season. There was just false hope. There was some false hope. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Also, go ahead.
here's what I want to say. Not on the Cardinals, but well, I guess. Yeah, I'll say this. This is on the Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
Ernest Jones fucking rocks.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Didn't the
that
Titans
he's
like cut
not
him?
They traded him.
Oh, okay.
For nothing.
After trading for him, they traded him to the Seahawks, and he was like the perfect linebacker for what Mike McDonald needed, and he has rocked for them. In addition to all of the other really good defensive pieces they had, like I know 2 members of this podcast weren't exactly big outspoken Mike McDonald fans, and a third one didn't necessarily disagree with them, although was not quite as outspoken. But he's really turned it around. When it's mattered. Like the Seahawks defense rocks now, and I don't know, when you get that and you get JSN fucking starting to light it up, because JSN is so good. I'm so glad he's figured it out. I understand why he was bad last year now. I understand. It was all Waldron. It was all his fault. He's ruining so many young careers. But as soon as they get away, they break out and they look great. So all this to say, Roma Dunze Offensive Player of the Year next year. But also, like JSN rocks now, and Zach Charbonnet looked fucking awesome against the Cardinals, which makes my heart so happy because I loved him coming out of UCLA. Like I love the Seahawks,
Do
and
you
I
still
really
have
hope.
NFL Pro open?
Yeah.
Where has Kobe Bryant been taking all of his snaps? I want to push a narrative, but I want to double check first. Because I pushed
Let
this
me
narrative
see if
coming
I
out of
can find
college because it was funny, and I want to
I
see if I
think
can
I-
again.
You guys talk. I'll see if I can't find it.
Kobe Bryant's good at football now, though, which is a W.
Yeah.
JSN's been sick. Zach Charbonnet had a fucking day.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
rocks, dude.
No, I don't hate Charbonnet. I just hate that he's on the team with Ken Walker because
There's so
Ken
many
Walker,
teams.
my goat.
Listen. Hear me out, okay? Tired. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Wired.
Yeah.
Zach Charbonnet and Ken Walker.
Yeah. I like that.
The people's David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs is Zach Charbonnet and Ken Walker.
True.
And
Fuck.
It just sucks that they're both. There's so many teams in football they'd be the no doubt number one for.
Yeah.
Both of them,
Hey,
and it's like
it works out. We're getting Zach Charbonnet moments while Ken Walker's hurt, though. So
yeah.
it works out.
Loves
Maybe
Zach
that's the
Charbonnet.
plan: is just to give Ken Walker weeks off at a time and let Charbonnet go.
The confusing thing about the Cardinals is the Marvin Harrison target numbers, from what I have heard on the streets, is a lie. It's like he has 8 targets, but if you look at catchable, it's more like 4 of his 8 targets were catchable, and he caught those.
Right.
This is purely the streets.
Marv's weird, but I mean, he's also the number 1 wide receiver, and like, I don't know. As far as I remember, Kyler's never been like super I force feed one receiver ever. So I don't know why people expected that now. He didn't even do that when D-Hop was there. And like, so
Yeah.
I don't know why you expect Marv to get every single ball. That's not going to happen.
Especially
Kyler's
when
going to
you
throw
have-
it to whoever's open. And
Trey McBride's always open.
pretty much. Trey McBride's fucking sick, dude.
Like if you run the zone against the Cardinals,
Yeah.
Trey McBride's gonna go off for a lot of catches and a lot of yards.
Man, the Cardinals are one defense away from being a real football team. A defense and an
Yeah.
offensive line. And I mean, Gannon's trying, but like, there's only so much you can do with the guys he has.
Dare I say they are just the Rams without the defense.
Kinda. To a degree. I don't
They-
think their
to a
offense is
degree.
as good as the Rams.
It's the closest you're gonna get. You have these 2 great targets. You have a quarterback who's pretty damn good.
Yep.
It's no Stafford, Cup, and Nakua.
Sure.
But Kyler, McBride, and Marv are not exactly. There's 31 NFL teams that would take them happily.
Yeah.
If that was
So-
your 3.
Geek.
Sup.
I knew this was the case. I wanted to find the numbers.
Yeah.
But apparently it's just all of them. He is playing as the starting free safety in Mike McDonald's offense, which primarily in this type of did I say offense? I
You
meant-
did.
You definitely
but
said
yeah.
offense.
I
I was
meant
gonna give you the pass.
Yeah, I gave him
one
the
of those
pass,
days.
man.
It's like, man, it's 2:30 in
Yeah,
the morning.
I was giving him the pass.
Um,
It was fine.
Yeah.
But point being, he's played 100% of snaps every week since week 8 at starting free safety.
Okay.
And in this defense, he plays a lot of single high.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because that means I can't make the "is he better than Sauce" question.
No, different positions.
Pro
I do
Football
feel.
Reference still has him listed as a corner right now. And I thought he had been playing safety, but when I saw that, I was unsure, so I wanted to ask. Because I didn't want to sound completely stupid. But yeah, Kobe Bryant's sick, dude. He's so good. He's so good. And I'm so happy. Because I was so high on Kobe Bryant coming out of that draft class. because I remember saying, I'm not even sure Sauce is the best corner on his team, because technically he wasn't. Kobe Bryant, that year that Sauce got drafted top 5, won the award for being the best corner in the country, and
Yeah.
nobody
Why
cared.
did that happen?
I don't know.
Because Sauce didn't get targeted the whole year, so Kobe got like the interceptions and
Cool.
the pass deflections.
Sounds
and
like
all
he's
that.
the one that's better. He's actually making plays.
Sauce didn't have to make plays; he just had to be there. His aura was so intimidating.
Yeah,
that
well, what happened to that aura? What
Probably
happened?
got
Where's
fired.
that
it got
aura?
taken
Where's that
from him.
aura?
He's a mod now.
Oh God, Miller. I'm sorry.
Can I say something funny before we talk
Please.
about this game?
Yes.
So I'd like to point out, I have a friend named Josh, right? Grew up with Josh my whole life, since elementary school. Known him my whole life. We became friends in 2nd grade. He currently lives in Texas because he is attending a university down there. And he just got into football within the last couple years. Big Bengals fan because he likes Joe Burrow. He texted me today at 1:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Debo is unfortunately washed. Just without context. Mind you, the game's been over for like, what, 3 hours at that point?
Yeah.
Debo is unfortunately washed. I said, indeed, he seems to be. He said, I love Debo. I am sad. And then I said, that sucks. Or that is quite tough. And he did not respond. That being said, fuck the 49ers. They were mean to me this week.
Don't worry, you
I
were
don't like
watching. You were getting a scouting report on the coach you're trading for.
I hope so. That would be pretty cool.
I don't
But
know, man.
unfortunately, I don't trust the Bears. That's not true.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Listen.
Eberflus didn't even have guys quit and
Yeah.
walk off the field mid-game. Shanahan
Listen.
might have lost it.
Here's the thing, okay? Just about the Bears, right? There's a lot of doomerism happening right now with this fan base. And, like, I get it. This was a bad loss. Like, by all accounts, the Bears got their asses handed to them on a silver platter, and they said thank you. Like, this was not a good game by the Chicago Bears. However, the amount of people acting like there are 2 players on this team that matter long-term is insane to me. Because genuinely, if you asked 90% of Bears Twitter right now, the only 2 players on this team that matter are not DJ Moore, are Caleb Williams and Roma Odunze. Those are the only 2. Everyone else sucks. They don't matter. Not true by any means. Geek and I were talking about this the other night. I'm going to go down the list, right? Just talking about like pure long-term building blocks, are going to be on this team for the next 5 years or more. Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Roma Odunze, Cole Kmet, and Darnell Wright. That's just offense. 5 big names. A quarterback, 3 pass catchers, and a franchise tackle. Granted, not on the side you'd probably want, but still a franchise tackle. Because Darnell Wright over the last 3 weeks has looked like one of the best tackles in football. I know the rest of the line has looked like shit, so no one cares, but Darnell Wright's looked awesome. You go to defense. Montez Sweat. Jervon Dexter, who has looked awesome this year. You look at a guy like Austin Booker, maybe not quite a building block, but I think he is. I love Austin Booker. I think he's going to be great. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon. And then you have other big names on defense. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, Jack Sanborn's great. Who else am I missing here? Kevin Byard is on the team for another year. Other guys on offense, DeAndre Swift has looked really good this year. Braxton Jones is a very serviceable tackle, even if, like, technically speaking, you could upgrade, but we're talking about, like, the 15th best left tackle in football. Like, right smack dab in the middle.
But
15
he
is a
just
number I
has
pulled out of my
games
ass.
where he's also 38th
Right.
in the league at left tackle.
Right. The problem is, in order to get true consistency from a left tackle in today's league, you need one of the 10 best guys.
Yeah.
And getting one of the 10 best guys is just as hard as getting one of the 10 best quarterbacks.
I think
point.
it's
Yeah.
harder.
Right.
As
Like,
a
one
Vikings
could make
fan who
that
never
argument
had
as well.
one, like,
Right. So Brax is fine in my book. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, would I love for, another Joe Alt to appear
Yeah.
and drop into our laps? Absolutely. I don't know if that's happening this year. I haven't watched any of this year's tackle class.
Uh,
I know the kid from LSU, a lot of people are saying should be a guard.
Oh.
I've seen a lot of people say the kid from Texas doesn't have a great anchor. Like, again, that's he said, she said. I
gotta
have not
watch,
watched
yep.
either of those two young men play. So I don't know. All I know is I want Mason Graham. Mason Graham is a fucking alien. I love him.
Viking. Sorry.
But that being said, like, there is plenty of reason to get excited about this team.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of reason for a potential coach to get excited about this team. Because you have these building blocks, you also have $80 million in cap coming up with maybe two names that you need to worry about considering re-signing in Keenan Allen and Tevin Jenkins. Personally, I'd probably give Keenan at least another year, and then Tev, you got to kind of decide how you feel about the health. But you have these pieces. You're going to have a bunch of money. You're going to have 3 top 64 picks this year. One of which is probably going to be in the top 10, because I don't foresee the Bears winning another game this
Possibly the top 5. Yeah.
Right. That's top 5 in the first round. Then that would also be top 5 in the second round. You also get the Panthers pick, which probably isn't going to be horrible.
Yeah.
It's going to be at least an above average second round pick.
Yeah.
This, to my knowledge, is supposed to be a deeper class than last year. Last year was all about like the top end talent. This year, it's a lot more about the depth. I could be wrong. I'm going off what I've heard. I haven't watched anyone. I haven't done any scouting yet. So
That's not true. He has watched Ashton Genty.
I have watched.
Not in a film
Ashton
review.
Genty. Right,
But
I've watched him play. My opinion has been formed. He is Jesus Christ.
Yes. He is the greatest.
Actually,
to
I
ever
will say
live.
the only player I have watched legitimate film on this year is Brock Lampy, the fullback from NIU. Love the guy.
Fucking course it is.
Yeah.
You
He
goddamn
rocks.
weirdo.
I would love Brock Lampy in Chicago.
I officially know who Miller's number 1 recruit's about to be this year.
The people are wondering. They're asking, is Brock Lampy the next coming of Hunter Lipke?
No.
It's going to be...
they're completely different players. They play completely different types of fullback. Brock Lampy is a lot more like an Alec Ingold. Not super versatile. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because Ingold's versatile in terms of alignment. Lampy is more of just Michael Burton. That's a good comp. Michael Burton. He's got some Burton in him. Regardless, getting off topic. Things are bad right now for the Bears, and I fully understand that. And I'm not saying Bears fans need to lighten up and be happy and it's all sunshine and rainbows, because it does suck. And the next couple weeks are going to be hell on earth, and I'm not looking forward to it at all. It's going to suck. But no, on the bright side, Thomas Brown can only hurt us for so long. Eric Washington can only hurt us for so long. Maybe Ryan Poles can only hurt us for so long. I'm still very much, I'll put it out there now, my opinion on Ryan Poles is basically, I understand wanting to fire him. I also understand wanting to keep him. If the Bears do either, I'm okay with it. Like, I see both sides. Because on one hand, he fucked up the hiring process with the offensive coordinator, and, he's had some bad misses. On the other hand, he has had some really good draft picks and made some really good moves. So, all that being said, I think there's plenty of reason to be optimistic long term. I think there's plenty of reason to be optimistic that a coach is going to want to come here. There was a report that came out today that Belichick, like right before he signed with UNC, was trying to get in contact with the Bears. The Bears are like, yeah, we're not doing interviews till January. So Bill's like, well, I got to take a job, so I'm just going to take this one.
After last year where
Belichick.
Right. After last year where he didn't get an offer and only got one interview, I do think it was just I'm going to take whatever job is on the table the minute it's there. I don't care.
Yeah.
There. But I'm bringing that up not because I wanted Belichick. Like, I personally wouldn't have been opposed to it. He's the greatest coach of all time, but I understand why a lot of people don't. I'm very much team, let's get an offensive guy this time. But point being with that, the Bears are already drawing interest, and the season hasn't even ended yet. So I think there's plenty of reason to be optimistic that, like, a Ben Johnson will want to come here, or, whoever your dream offensive guy is. Especially because the McCaskies, from my understanding, are planning on taking a step back and kind of letting Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles sort this out, assuming Poles is still with the team again. They keep saying Warren and Poles, but I feel like a lot of that language is just trying to say, we're not ready to make a decision yet. So I don't know. Poles might still be here. He might not, whatever it is. All the points being, next year is our year. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, the bright side, Caleb is having the best season a Bears quarterback's had in my lifetime. So that's something.
It might be in any Bears fan's lifetime.
No, because we had an MVP.
No.
But we did.
Not
like
real.
Objectively, you can't take that away from
So I saw a bunch of people say this was the Niners get right game. I don't
so
think so.
bad.
I think the Niners still just suck.
I mean, we saw it tonight.
The difference is the Bears just suck more. I'm sorry. That's not me trying to be a bully. That's just, man, you were the only team that let Brock Purdy cook all year. Like,
It wasn't even really Purdy. It was.
He went 20 of 25 for 325 and 2 tuds. He cooked. And then Brandon Allen came in and immediately threw it to the Bears.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was Brandon Allen. I was so checked out of the game at that point. I looked up and I saw an interception. I was like, yay. And then Tyson Bagent came in. And I was like, all right.
The secret Bagent.
No, I don't like that.
Caleb got benched.
Dad's going to start rumors.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, Dad's going to start rumors. But no, the reason Purdy did so well is just because the Bears don't know how to fucking play a zone now, apparently. Because I saw so many people complaining about this on Twitter. There were so many plays where guys were getting burnt that they were just getting passed off and no one was there to pick up what was being passed off. So then they were trying to make up ground by going out of their assignment. And then the ball would be to the receiver before they can make up that ground. Like Tremaine Edmonds had a couple of those plays. It's infuriating how little people know about football sometimes.
On him to eat up the cap. I'm your Bears fan who says this on Twitter.
I hope Bo Nix retires from football tomorrow and becomes an orchard owner, and it has a very lucrative career.
Hope Brock Osweiler's the Broncos starting quarterback next year.
Miller forgot he told me about that tweet.
Yeah. I hope the Broncos get sold to like a Scandinavian country.
We just got new owners. They won't sell for probably at least another 3 years until.
Well, I'm gonna force them to.
Well, what allegations do we got on them?
I don't know. I'm just gonna say, do it now, and they'll be like,
okay. We own Walmart. No big deal.
I don't. Football makes me sad. This one hurt. Not because like I had expectations. It's just like Rome looked great. I'll take that. Rome looked great. Caleb had a couple of nice throws. Can we move on?
Yeah. We'll move on to rant time. Rams 44, Bills 42. Yeah,
Can I say something positive about the Bills?
Sure.
Guess who had their longest career touchdown against the LA Rams?
Ty Johnson.
It was all over my local newspaper. You would have thought he cured cancer. Which, I get it. He did great. I'm very proud of Ty Johnson. He's a sweetheart.
I will say more positive things about the Bills.
Also, real quick, can I go on a rant? Like a rant that will be positive? Okay, listen. Have you guys seen the video of Josh Allen doing the My Cause, My Cleats thing with the 2 kids from the Children's Hospital?
Yes.
Geek, have you seen it?
No.
I saw it literally today.
It is the sweetest fucking thing I've ever seen. Literally, Josh Allen is the kindest human. It's not fair.
No, this is
Josh Allen does not get to be a good guy. Does not get to be the MVP this year.
He's not Sam Darnold.
Okay, shut up. Does not get to be an uber talented player with the fuck you attitude and the bozo gene that has suddenly turned into not being a bozo gene and it's a touchdown gene. The fucking I'm gonna run through your favorite linebacker and hurdle your favorite corner and you can't do anything about it bullshit.
Real quick, we saw growth from Josh Allen. There was a play where he took off to the outside. He looked, saw a linebacker, started to turn to run at him, and then just remembered, oh yeah, I'm faster than you, and burned him 40 yards down the sideline. Because
He can do
he's
shit
growing.
like that.
He's growing. It's terrifying.
He does shit like that. He's just the greatest guy, apparently. He's funny. He's handsome. He's charismatic. Everybody loves him. Thousands of people cheer his name. And yet he gets to fucking go home to Haley Steinfeld.
Did you, Miller, I have a question. Did you read the 20 questions Haley Steinfeld did to him?
I did.
You can't hate Josh Allen. It's
I
awful.
can't.
No, Josh
I
Allen.
love Josh Allen.
He's such a cool dude.
Josh
Josh Allen is the best person.
I hate on him
love
in a
him with
fake
my
way.
entire heart.
Oh, dude, he's so awesome. I hate him.
If I-
hate on him
listen-
in the fake way, just to the people in Wyoming, because stop
Right.
saying he's from Wyoming. He's
Yeah.
not. Stop it. If you're gonna praise an NFL player from Wyoming, Logan Wilson's right there. He actually played here. He's from here.
Right.
Sorry,
I want to make it clear. I do not own a jersey from a non-Bears player.
you might.
That'll
soon.
change eventually. That'll change eventually. But I want a Josh Allen jersey. I love this guy. Does this make me a cuckold? Some
It
twisted way?
It might.
Is this
Probably.
the fan equivalent of being cuckolded?
The people are asking.
Well,
The people are asking.
hold on.
Why does he have to be so damn likable?
I-
You know, I've said on this podcast many times, what does Josh Allen have that I don't? In jest. Do you know what the correct
Everything.
answer is? Everything. He has everything I don't have.
Yeah.
This poster I have behind me, I bet Josh Allen has it. Somewhere.
Or
I bet
no,
this flannel, Josh has 6 of them.
no, the worst part, the Batman poster, he probably has it signed.
Yeah.
Not
Josh
by a
Allen-
voice actor and actor, by Batman.
Yeah. Real
He found-
Batman.
He found Bruce Wayne. They got him to sign it. Even Joe Burrow doesn't get that. And Joe Burrow owns the fucking Batmobile.
Josh Allen just.
Miller's
It's-
full crash out time. Okay, so I'm gonna switch this up and try to piss Miller off even more. Josh Allen's great. I don't have an issue with the offense. The offense cooked. I'm gonna back away. You can't say anything about the offense. James Cook is an annoying little bastard though. Play football. What the fuck? Why do you
He did.
suck suddenly? 6 carries for 20 yards.
No, I thought he did something. He just performed poorly.
Yeah, he just performed. He lost me the one fantasy game I cared about.
Oh.
So fuck that guy in particular.
Hey,
The cooks
So
and
what-
not showing up when it's important. Something about that.
This is nothing new.
But
James Cook.
I've been talking about the Bills going into the season. I said I didn't know if they were a playoff team because I didn't trust the talent on defense. I still don't. Looks like I was right to do that. Every time they've faced a real team, the defense has been cooked, except for the Chiefs, who also cooked them. The offense just did its job slightly better because you know what truly cost them in this game? I mean, the defense cost them, but they had a chance. But there's this dude. He is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. Sean McDermott. He's been their coach for 8 years.
Who?
Sean McDermott. He's been the Bills coach for 8 seasons. He still has not successfully completed an end of game situation ever. He is by far the worst coach maybe ever when it comes to time management. I think Joe Brady is fucking stupid. Why are you running a QB sneak with the clock running and 48 seconds to go? That's stupid. Yeah, I get it's a high percentage play, but that's stupid. Because if you don't get it, it is going to take too much time to line up. But instead of taking the time to line up and still trying to give yourself a shot, you call your only timeout, guaranteeing that if you do not get the onside kick, you lose this football game. That is atrociously bad. Also, Sean McDermott, you for 8 years have been the head coach for this team. What, do you guys know what Sean McDermott's specialty is? What is he supposed to be good at?
Is he a special teams coordinator? Is he like one of these CEO
Nope,
types?
he was a defensive coordinator. He is calling the defensive plays this year because Leslie Frazier left. This defense
I knew that.
has been and always will be Sean McDermott's. Over the last 8 years, can you tell me what defense performs the worst in big games?
The Bills.
Yeah.
So this is
Sean
Buffalo.
McDermott, you are supposed to be a defensive genius, and your defense sucks in every moment where it's needed. So you can't manage the clock. Your defense is ass, and you're wasting the career of one of the best quarterbacks maybe to ever play the game. And we are never going to get to see him do good because it's impossible for you guys to lose enough games to miss the playoffs to get your dumbass fired because Josh Allen is so good.
Yeah,
But
Josh
you are
Allen wins
not
some
a good
10
enough
games.
coach to ever get this team where it needs to go. Josh Allen is not going to win because Sean McDermott exists, and that is very depressing. Sean McDermott is maybe not Hitler. He's Joseph Stalin.
And it's worse because every year there's 4 defensive coordinators hired who are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Every year there's just like you could probably go find whoever Wade Phillips is hiding.
No, I think you
And
could
you
just
get 2
bring,
good years.
just let Leslie Frazier just run the defense and stop getting your dirty little paws all over it, Sean McDermott. What's up, Miller?
Yes, Miller.
I'd like to make a comment about the comparison you just made to Sean McDermott and former dictator Joseph Stalin.
Yes.
Joseph Stalin showed up when it mattered.
Damn, that's true, though. Damn, he made a good point.
Fuck.
Damn, who?
So I think what you're getting is Sean McDermott, quite fittingly. I'm not going to finish that
No,
sentence.
please, finish the sentence. You must. You
I'll let
must.
Miller go, and then I will finish.
It's
Finish my
required.
own.
There's a certain 3-named individual who crumbled under pressure when the Navy SEALs kicked down his door that Sean McDermott seems to have some sort of an affinity for.
You know, I will use a PG
Wow,
one.
I love that. I mean, his name's PG, kind of. Go ahead, Caleb.
Palpatine.
You know
Because
what? Yeah,
when it fucking mattered the most, Bo lost the team.
that's a good point. He won the regular season. Lost in the
But
postseason.
he lost the postseason.
In my scenario, does this imply that the Kansas City Chiefs are SEAL Team 6?
Yes.
Yes.
Mahomes is the guy. I can't remember his name. The fucking douchebag that pulled the trigger.
No, that's not Mahomes, and I don't know if he pulled the trigger. That guy would be like Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
That's a good point.
Because he just
That's a
claims
really
shit,
good
and
point.
everybody else who was part of that team's like, that's not at all what happened.
He's Kadarius Toney.
Oh my God, yes he
God.
is.
Mahomes is the guy who kicked the door open. He just let everyone else go. Well, I got you guys this far. Time for you to prove why you should stay here.
Right.
No, Mahomes is the guy in the back lobbing grenades. I don't know if that actually happened. I
Oh.
don't think it did. It's too late for me to think about the
Oh.
specifics of the raid of Osama.
Mahom-
bin Laden.
Mahomes flew the helicopter.
No, that would be Andy Reid's the guy in the chair barking orders.
Oh, absolutely.
And then
Oh my God! I just realized.
Spags is the guy who
Yeah,
flew the
okay, that's better than who I thought of originally. I thought of the other coordinator in Kansas City.
Wow. But hey, the Rams are a good football team.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
nothing new, Carmelo Anthony.
No, I just have to keep saying that because I remember when the Vikings lost to them, people tried to convince me the Rams were bad, and this was
Dude, you
a
have
sign of the times.
You have a
That's-
top 5 quarterback. You have a top 5 receiver tandem. Kyron Williams is one of the 10 backs in football. You have a good offensive line in spite of injuries. You have one of the most exciting front sevens in the league.
Yeah, your
And your
secondary
back
kind of
five?
sucks, but it also,
Or your
It
back
can-
4.
yeah, it can make plays,
back
but
five.
it can get cooked.
It's inconsistent, but it's looking better as
Yeah.
of late, which is
He-
what matters. It is heating up when they need to.
Right.
And you have a coach.
Speaking of which, I didn't bring him up earlier. Real quick, Caleb, not to stomp on your
No, you're
toes.
good.
I
You're
promise
good.
I'll let
You're
you
good.
talk. I just want to say I love Kobe Turner. I love Kobe
Yeah.
Turner. He was on The Masked Singer recently. I
Oh
also
my-
watched him sing a cover of a song from Wicked today on TikTok, and it brought tears to my eyes. That man is so good at everything he does.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be Kobe Turner. I
Taylor, I
think
hate
I
to
got
break
some
it to
work
you.
to do.
Oh my god.
I do want to. I want to be Kobe Turner when I grow up.
I hate to break it to you. You did grow up. You're David
No,
Miller.
what are you talking about?
You are over drinking age, man. It's all downhill from here.
I need to start that.
No, you don't. Don't do
You
that.
don't have to.
Don't do
Make
that.
the Bears
Drinking's
a
trash.
lot easier
It
to
would.
handle.
It actually wouldn't. Alcohol's a depressant. It would just make it worse. Like, actually.
I know.
Anybody
No,
who thinks drinking helps with anything is an idiot and should probably die.
That was aggressive.
No, I am very against. Dog, I am so against alcohol, you have no idea.
Well, I know you don't drink, and I know you have like very good reasons.
I
for
have
it, so
very
that's
good
why.
reasons, and I just think in general it's bad. And if alcohol was illegal and didn't exist, Kyrie Jackson would be playing for my football team right now.
True.
So, no. Fuck alcohol and fuck people who think alcohol is good. Not that it tastes good or whatever, just that think its existence is good, because it's not. God, Puka cooked the Bills. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't look at that box
Puka
score.
rocks, dude.
I
Yeah,
know.
he's-
Because I remember I was pissed because when the Rams played the Vikings, Puka and Cooper Kupp hadn't played like all year. And they decided to come back versus Minnesota 4 days after we played Detroit. And I'm like, this isn't fucking fair. That's not nice.
Also, the Rams have a likable tight end, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Just because he isn't Tyler Higbee. I know nothing about Colby Perkinson, but he isn't Tyler Higbee, and that's cool.
And I mean, the Rams have something the rest of the NFC teams that are gonna make the playoffs don't have. A coach that has won a Super Bowl.
This is true.
And a quarterback.
other-
And they have the best
and a
quarterback in the
quarterback.
NFC. I don't care.
Like,
I-
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
Your team could be the best team in football. If they can't show up in the playoffs, it means nothing.
I want to make the Sam Darnold argument, but it goes back to what we said earlier. Show
He
me
hasn't had the moment.
a moment. Like, you know, that Week 18 game against the Lions where the 1 seed's on the line, if Sam Darnold cooks, I might push some narratives. But if he doesn't, tough. But also good for
And-
me because we don't have to have the Darnold conversation anymore. We can just rock with JJ. All right.
And
Oh, fuck.
mean-
We need to cook.
Yeah, let's
I didn't realize we were 2 hours into this already.
jeez.
pick her up.
Yeah. Other games that were played were something. Chargers Chiefs. That game was also really boring. Chiefs win.
Chiefs good at football. Chargers need Lad McConkey.
True.
Geek, did you see the
QJ.
Theo Ash?
Oh.
Theo Ash made a video that built on but echoed the point we made weeks ago about the Chiefs.
Which is?
That their devil magic is good coaching
Oh,
and
yeah.
discipline. He said the same thing we did weeks
Yeah.
ago. He added the discipline part. I don't remember if either of us
I think we
specifically said
did, but-
discipline. But either way, the way they are coached is why they win close games like
Yeah.
this at a high clip and all that.
That's
no
why-
one is selling any souls to anybody.
Every team that is good in close games, the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Vikings, the Rams, the Lions, it's good coaching.
It's why the
And
Bears have lost like 4 incredibly close games this year because they don't have a coach on the roster.
Because the games get close and you trust a team with KOC to be in the right spot. You trust a team with
Yeah.
Andy Reid to be in the right spot.
And
you do not trust the team with Eberflus and Thomas Brown to be in the right spot.
I keep hearing people try to say, this Chiefs team is fake. They just win 1-score games. Cool. You don't understand how hard it is to win those 1-score games.
I was going to say, also,
Like,
like
the hardest part.
95% of NFL games are 1-score games.
Yeah, like, oh no, it's a 1-score game. We barely won. Cool. in playoffs, guess what almost every fucking game you get to play in is?
Yeah.
We have seen it year after year.
Except for
the
maybe in
Chiefs.
the wild card round. The wild card round, you'll get a couple spankings,
Yeah.
but
But you're
It'd be
going to
really
be in
funny if
multiple
after this
games.
conversation, the Vikings went out and got their butts whooped by somebody by like 30 in the playoffs.
it can happen. It won't happen early, so it's okay. If that
I know,
happens
I just
against
think it would be
Philly,
really
I'm
funny.
down with it. I might kill myself if that happens against
What if it's
any.
like Tampa? What if it's Baker?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna hate it, but Baker.
Baker has 6 tuds.
Baker makes it
on your
hurt less
dome.
because it's Baker. If it was anybody else, I might kill myself.
6 tuds, but they all go to Scotty Miller on your dome.
Where did Scotty Miller come from?
He's on.
Oh, he's not even
He's
on
not
there.
on the
No,
team.
he's a Steeler.
He's a Steeler.
Pittsburgh cuts him right before the playoffs, and he goes back to Tampa.
No.
Just for this.
Sean Tucker mosses Byron Murphy 6 times.
I don't think
Sean
Sean Tucker can jump high enough to moss him without
I was gonna
Byron
say-
jumping.
Yeah.
Um,
But back to serious points.
Yeah, Chiefs good. Chargers, I think, still good.
Yeah, once it's a situation where it's like Pittsburgh we talked about earlier, down receiver 1.
Yeah.
Moving to Monday
Also
night.
down RB1.
True. The Cowboys
Yeah.
suck.
Jamar Chase
Yeah.
good.
I'm standing by that. Jamar Chase is good. I'm still not gonna give him best receiver in the league titles.
He's 2.
Yes,
Joe
I
Burrow
agree.
needs house security.
Chase Brown also fucking rocks.
Yeah.
He's upset though. He didn't realize he's gonna get fined for jumping in the.
I'll pay it.
I guarantee you,
Dude,
knowing-
watching his reaction because they
They
told him they're like
$5.
Zeke got fined. You know, you probably got a fine coming. He's like, what? I don't get paid enough for that stupid shit. It's like,
You have
dude, how
Jamar
did you not
Chase.
know the Zeke thing? It was huge. That was like a whole
Jamar-
thing.
Jamar Chase will help cover it.
Probably not.
Because
Uh,
Burrow can't.
Joe Burrow's
What do you guys-
sick.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about Ralph Wiggum catching his first career NFL touchdown?
Saw a TikTok on that.
I was so
It
confused
was-
for a second, but I did watch that. That was funny.
It was Homer might be the best QB ever. It was like the first play he went in, he threw a laser on the sideline.
Yeah.
That's his first good throw. And then they took him out. And he came back in for the touchdown.
Yeah, and then he picked off Bart. He's playing both. Travis Hunter, sit down. Homer Simpson is my two-way king.
Did you know that the Bengals could still make the playoffs?
That's brazy.
If they win out and the Broncos lose one of the games that isn't against the Bengals, because the Broncos obviously have to lose that.
Yeah.
If the Broncos lose one other game, which there's a good chance, they got Chargers, Chiefs, and Colts. One of those teams can get the Broncos once.
Death taxes in the Chargers and Broncos splitting every year.
True, but
We've split every year for the last 20
I
years,
just mean-
I feel like.
somebody
yeah, but
is
there's
gonna
a new
get-
sheriff in town. Jimmy Harbaugh ain't gonna let that
now
happen.
the
big boy.
Bengals do have a bit of concern. They get the Titans this week and then the Browns, but they still got the Steelers at the end of the year. So they're not out of the woods yet, and I can't trust this Bengals team to beat anybody. Will Levis might look like a
so bad.
superstar next week, dude.
The
This defense is
so bad.
atrocious. But the Bengals do have a chance, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not truly trying to be a Broncos hater. The playoffs are just more interesting with Joe Burrow in them.
I will not deny that.
agree.
Also, especially since Broncos are rocking a rookie QB, you know you're not going to the Super Bowl. That's just
I've never
not
said
how it
we
works. No, I know.
Agree.
So, go Bengals. Who
But
day
the
or
Bengals
whatever.
aren't
I
because that defense
agree.
will never let them.
Oh, no, I don't think they are. But I think the shootout between them and whoever in the
Whoever
first
the
round
fuck
would
they
be
play.
sick, dude. Oh, Bengals Bills, just a fucking 800-point game. Let's go.
Also, a world where we get NFC North action.
AFC North action, but yes.
AFC, yeah, sorry.
I mean, we're getting NFC North action too. Did you see the stat where so the Lions, Vikings, and Packers are 28-3 against the rest of the league, and if you take out the games against each other, none of them have lost a game since October. It's
Man.
really insane.
Man, if only there was a
Poor
fourth
Miller.
team in that division. If only there was 4 teams in that division.
I'm sorry, Miller. It's an insane stat. It's a LeBron stat. It doesn't make sense. Uh-oh.
You made it worse somehow.
I thought I made it better by saying it was a LeBron stat, so you could be like, fake or something.
No, now you're just bringing up all the things I hate. What's next? Did you guys know Haley Steinfeld's engaged?
She is.
Oh.
To the guy you can't hate.
I love Josh Allen so much.
All right,
Shake Josh Allen's hand.
boys, we ready to
Never
do
watched that
picks? Did you guys
Yeah.
pick tonight's games, but per chance?
Jake picked the Rams, and I mean, you and I talked. You knew I thought the Niners were gonna win.
Yeah, and
so-
I can show you actually because I have my stupid thing. But look, hold on, gotta lower my brightness. The little green dot. I picked the Rams.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the first game,
I'll read
according.
off Jake's picks.
Oh, you got it.
the-
Sick. Appreciate you. Starting with Commanders Saints. Caleb, who you got?
Commanders. Saints are beat up as hell. No Derek Carr. Jake Hayne is playing QB. I know this Commanders offense is solved, but the Saints ain't winning a game with Jake Hayne.
True. Miller.
It's a commie sweep, I believe, assuming you're not out of your mind.
No, I picked the Commanders. I'm
Jake
not
also
completely
picked the
ridiculous.
Commanders.
Chiefs Browns.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
This is also a
Yeah,
cheap
Chiefs
sweep.
I think Chiefs sweep. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hope there's some differences here, but there won't be. Bengals at Titans.
Titans lose this football game.
What? Oh, he had to say it weird, but all right.
Yes. I'd add Flair.
Bengals sweep.
Queen sweep for the
Yeah.
Bengals. Yes. Queen
Queen,
sweep.
yeah.
Dolphins at Texans. We might have found a game.
Jake and I are taking the Dolphins.
Oh, we did
Oh.
find a game because I'm taking the
We found a
Texans.
game. I'm taking the Texans.
All right. We split. We finally have a difference.
Yeah.
Ravens at Giants. Time for another Queen sweep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ravens
Yeah.
sweep. Ravens sweep.
Yeah.
Jets at Jaguars.
Jake's going Jets. I'm going Jags.
Bro cannot pick Aaron Rodgers for
No.
nothing. I've got to
No.
go Jets, though. The Jags
Yeah.
are the worst team in football.
I can't pick against the. I can't
What,
pick
do you
for
want
the
me to
Jags.
say it's the Bears or something? What is that hand motion?
No, I want this to get clipped if I'm right. So I can look
he's giving him some hand motions. Mm. No, I'm picking the Jets. What do we got? Cowboys at Panthers.
Panthers sweep. Panthers sweep.
Caleb, Panthers sweep.
Panthers sweep.
Panthers
Panthers
sweep. We're all
sweep.
picking the
Sweep.
Panthers.
Man, tell me week 2 we're picking the Panthers over the Cowboys. And it's
Honestly, I would
unanimous.
believe you.
Yeah, in week 2, I would have believed it. Yeah, the
Before
Cowboys
the
were
season, this deep in the season, you could have convinced me. You could have said, "Listen, Bryce is going to be good, and the Cowboys are the Cowboys." And I'd have been like, "Yeah."
No,
Yeah.
but if you also were told Bryce got benched mid-year, and then Andy Dalton was so bad they had to put him back.
Well, no, Andy Dalton just got hurt.
Oh yeah, Dalton
not
got
hurt. He got into a car accident that got him
Accident.
hurt.
Yeah.
But Bryce didn't get willfully studying again. He was basically thrown into it.
They were forced
believe in
to
the
put him
living
back,
man.
and it worked. Buccaneers Chargers.
I need to check one very important thing.
What's that?
yeah.
Lad.
Chargers injury report because Herbert hurt his knee.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say because the lad. Also,
Lad
did
also
QJ
matters.
do anything else other than the one catch that mattered?
He had a touchdown.
Sick.
That was the one. Oh.
No, the one catch
the
that mattered
Lads-
early in the game when everybody was talking shit on QJ. And he
No.
caught that ball over the middle and got lit the fuck up while he was catching it. And it's like, oh, he's catch. It's one of those things with QJ where you know very early in the game what type of game he's going to have. When he caught that, I was like, oh, QJ's here. We're cooking.
So Ladd and Herbert were both limited, as were Joey Bosa and Darius Davis. and Denzel Perryman.
Well, injuries exist, so I'm picking the Bucks. I was planning to do that
Yeah.
anyways, but I'm picking the Bucks.
I'm going to do the Bucks as well. Jake has the Chargers.
I
Okay.
can't.
I want to point out specifically, I texted my picks to the group chat earlier because I didn't know if we were gonna have an episode. So I put Bucks in parentheses Hertbert. So I want to make
Herbert.
it clear the only reason I'm taking the Bucks is because I think Herbert's
Yeah.
gonna be hurt and not playing 100%. I am a Chargers truther.
I like the Chargers, but I think the Bucks probably are still a better football team. I think the Chargers are a bit away. They still need an interior line, some receivers. I don't
Think
love
when healthy, the
I don't love
Chargers
the
are a better
pieces
team
they have on
personally.
defense. I think fully healthy, the Bucks would be better. If we're talking
Yeah.
about fully healthy, I still think it would be the Bucks. Bucks are
I-
missing a
I
lot of
don't know.
pieces too.
Coaching matters a lot
True.
for me.
True.
And
True.
Harbaugh runs fucking laps and
Yeah, but Baker Mayfield. So
Yeah, but Justin
Justin
Herbert.
Herbert.
Baker Mayfield's aura is greater. Herbert might
No,
be a
it's
better
not.
player, but Baker
Justin
has
Herbert
better
turned
aura.
Justin Herbert's a rocket scientist who walks around talking like he's a fucking surfer boy from Cali. Or has the look of a surfer boy from Cali.
Baker
Justin Herbert
Mayfield is Baker
Turned
Mayfield.
a
that's
question
all.
about him.
Baker Mayfield runs from the cops. Justin Herbert has a degree
He's
in
got to
something.
get away from the cop speed. That
He
is
has a
still the greatest NFL
bachelor's
call
in
of all
general
time.
science.
The Gus Johnson call for CJ2K breaks free.
Justin-
He's got to get away from the cop speed.
Justin Herbert has asked me a question about me breaking some big ass achievements, and I'm gonna somehow thank my team for it instead of just talking about how good I am.
I love Justin Herbert. Oh, sorry, I said rocket scientist. That was the wrong word. I just meant scientist. I threw rocket in there. He's not the pastronaut.
Colts Broncos. I think I know who somebody's picking.
I wonder who I'm picking.
Jake and I are
Broncos.
both taking the Colts.
I am also taking the Colts. The Run the North boys have clean sweeped the Colts.
Anthony
Caleb's a fan. He's got to
Richardson.
be a fan. I understand.
And if I wasn't a fan, and I granted I can't remove my bias out of
Oh,
nowhere.
is this some bullshit? Do the Lions get?
Broncos.
Why do the Lions get a Week 15 bye?
No,
Oh, they don't. I'm blind. Never mind. I'm
No,
blind.
they have the game of the week.
True. But before that, we've got Patriots Cardinals.
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 Oh, yeah.
Cardinals. Now it's time for game of the
Jake
week.
May might have 400 yards.
Bills at Lions.
I'd like to point out, by the way, Jake was taking the Cardinals as well.
Oh.
I'm taking the Bills. Jake's taking the Lions.
I am rooting really hard for the Bills, but every time I pick the Bills, they lose. So I'm picking the Lions, rooting for the Bills. I need a Bills win, but I know if I pick them, it guarantees an L. So I'm picking the Lions, but I'm rooting
First,
for the
putting the
Bills.
trophy he bought for himself on the line here.
Am I?
Josh
I think I've
Allen-
already lost it this year. I'm not doing good.
I don't know where we're at.
Yeah,
dude.
no, Jake
won't
got to do
fucking
some
tell
math.
us.
Yeah, Jake just won't tell us. He's keeping it a secret.
For all I know, I have like 3 games right. Like, I don't know.
Like, I know my total, but I don't know where that puts me in comparison to everybody else.
Right.
It's goofy.
Josh Allen, good at football. Josh Allen in football game.
Yeah, but Lions defense or Bills defense bad at football. So
We get to see the Lions in a real football game right into the season.
I don't know if we do because the Bills don't have a real defense or a real coach. So I don't know if it's a real football game. They have to deal with a real Josh Allen though. So
yes,
that's
and it's-
intimidating.
Which counteracts, I think, almost both of those.
Josh Allen is the gravitational pull of an entire elite football team. I'm
Unless he's
afraid.
yeah.
playing against Kirk Cousins, I guess.
Josh Allen just has the.
I don't
curse
know
of
who to
playing in the
give
same-
credit to for that game 2 years ago where Josh Allen fumbled the ball on a QB sneak. On the
Josh
snap.
Allen has the issue of playing in the same era as Patrick Mahomes.
True.
Yes. He
No.
truly is Mahomes' Peyton.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let's hope Josh can. Well, easy. We're going to find out. We're going to
Yeah.
find out where Josh Allen fits and how we compare it to the previous generation. Because he could, without the bad guy things, he could also be Big Ben or he could be Phillip Rivers. All the numbers, but never wins the big one. Or he's Big
Yeah.
Ben where he gets it once and then overachieves all the time. Or I guess Ben got it twice, but the like second year in the league doesn't count. He didn't win that. The defense did. Remember, he like won one way early with Cowher.
I was confused why you were saying it didn't count, but I see we're crediting the defense.
Yes, I'm not crediting Big Ben with that game. Sorry, we're moving on to. Speaking of Steelers Eagles is where we're moving to.
This afternoon slate's good.
Jakes is taking the Steelers.
I am taking the Steelers also.
Steelers, good coaching.
Good coaching, good defense. And
counterpoint. Saquon Barkley.
Counterpoint. TJ Watt.
You think I give a rat's monkey dick?
Counterpoint.
I don't.
Russell Wilson moonball.
Counterpoint. Cooper DeJean.
Counterpoint. George Pickens.
I do wonder how Cooper DeJean.
On that field.
I don't know which way it's going to go, but somebody is going to be committing hate crimes.
I was going to say, he's going to see, oh my God, he's going to see 2 white DBs and feel so disrespected.
He is too. He's going to cook them. Oh my God.
There's something unbelievably racist after the game, after going for like a buck 50 and 3
Steelers
times.
by 40 at this point. I didn't think of the George Pickens.
It's the Larry Bird quote of a white guy walking up to guard him and Larry Bird being like, the fuck?
Yeah. I love that Larry Bird got offended that a white guy was guarding him. I love that. Real. Next we've got Packers at Seahawks.
Jake's taking the Packers. I am taking the Sea Chickens.
Also taking the Sea Chickens.
I'm taking the Packers.
Die.
Get him. Attack. No, him. Get him. Attack him.
The fuck, man?
What?
I have to go 16-0 this week.
Wrong.
No, I didn't point wrong for the video. I might have pointed wrong for this, but I pointed right for the video.
Well, I'm saying you went.
Well, oh yeah, I started it wrong. Well, I started kind of in the middle, and I wanted to be more clear.
Bro hates that black divider.
Yes.
This says a lot about society.
We're about to get a George Pickens grass out here.
All right. Bears Vikings. The debut of the winter whiteout. I wonder who Miller's going to pick.
I am begrudgingly taking the Bears. They will disappoint me.
I am begrudgingly taking the Bears.
Jake's taking the Vikings.
I am
but
taking
I will
the
begrudgingly
Vikings.
take my favorite team that I love dearly.
I am taking the Vikings.
There is one thing that could work in the Bears' favor.
Caleb Williams.
No. The last time the Vikings debuted a new uniform, they lost. So.
By how much?
Not much. I don't think.
Fuck.
It was last year, beginning of the year.
I know, but the Bears need a lot to like.
Right. No, the Vikings lost. They played. God, who did they play in that game?
The Bears need a first half offense.
They played. I'm sorry, my brain is not braining. The Buccaneers, and lost by 3. So, if it's a 3-point game, I think the Vikings have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Vikings did lose last time they debuted a new uniform, though to be fair, it was week 1 of that season.
There's a 1 in this week's name.
That's true, kind of.
I probably shouldn't be flashing a pocket knife in my hand. That's probably not.
Bro is threatening me, right?
No, I just had it.
You're picking the fucking Bears.
I don't know if it's some sort of autism or what, but I just always feel a need to be holding something, and this is just the thing that was closest.
And final game, Falcons at Raiders.
Jake's taking the Raiders for some reason.
Because the Falcons fucking suck, dude.
Don't care. They have a football team.
Yeah, I'm also picking the Falcons. Though, if Kirk plays like he has the last 4 weeks again, I can't pick them to beat anybody.
What if Kurt gets shot at halftime and they put Michael Penix out there?
Maybe they might need to let Kirk out to pasture, man. It might be time.
That's what I'm saying. They like old Yeller Kirk at halftime.
Michael Penix has to do it.
This is the rite of passage in Atlanta, Michael. You must kill the previous starter.
Oh, if that was the way, he would have done it week 1.
True. But yeah, I am also taking the Falcons. But Jack Jones might have 4 interceptions.
Maybe.
Low scoring game.
I kind of think the opposite.
What if the Falcons and Raiders had a low scoring game?
Stop it. Bro,
Get it-
what's
get
a
it
low
like the-
taper fade?
Yeah.
All right. I
See what
guess
happens when you make me record at 3:25 in the morning.
Miller, I need you to do the outro.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Let us know down in the comments below how you feel about this week's episode of Run the North, a sports podcast. More specifically, please let us know how you feel about the new thumbnail. I hated the old one, so I made a new one.
And
I
the
don't
new
know how
guest.
I feel about it yet. Yeah, Caleb's also here, but I'm more concerned about the thumbnail. I made it, and it's more important. Please tell me it's good. If you tell me it's not good, I will cry, and I don't want to cry. I cry enough as is. I'm a Bears fan. Also, please let us know down in the comments below if you have a pulse, because the Bears will be holding coach tryouts forever. So you might have a chance. Anyways, Caleb, thank you for being here. Jackson and Patrick, thank you for not being here, but telling Geek in an appropriate amount of time that you could not be here.
Appreciate
Jake, thank
you.
you for being sick and not being here. Geek, thank you for forcing me to record a podcast after midnight.
I didn't force
Miller,
anything.
thank you
I
for being
asked.
here.
But
You're
thank
welcome,
you.
Miller. You're the best, Miller. Thank you, Miller. You're pretty
He's
cool.
the
All right,
fucking
full
worst, like a
crash
good
out is
football team.
happening.
Like a good
Thank
football
you,
team.
Josh Allen, also for being everything I will never be. And to everyone out there watching, I hope you all are good people. And I thank you all too. Geek, say your thing.
Bye.